Hello people of the internet. We are back again. Seems to be happening on a 3-weekly cycle, which is pretty bloody good according to me, because my wife goes working every Sunday night every 3 weeks, and this is timed perfectly with that. We finished off the, what was it called? Skin Soul Murders module of Rise of the Runelords last weekend. Not last weekend. 3 weeks ago, and we'll be moving into the Hook Mountain Massacre, which is the third module in the Rise of the Runelords today. I'll get Libby to go over what happened in the end of the last game.
Well, we continued to the top of the Shadow Clock Tower, and on the way we ran into 3 faceless creatures, which we managed to defeat, although Maywin was brought to death twice, near death twice. But David waves his wand of false life, and we all feel a lot better about ourselves, and we continue on. We end up going up through a hatch, and we see an angel statue, which Sauron tells us is an Erastil. But then a puff of smoke appears, and there's a demon flying around and circling the area. Next thing we know, a Lamia matriarch and mirror images of her appear in front of Arvin, and sneak attacks him. She snarls, "The 7 shall always survive." After a fierce battle and wounding her severely, she withdraws and escapes. We find a lot of goodies in her nest, one of which was a wad of parchment, which was from a brother to his sister, talking about harvesting souls, mentions Turtleback Ferry, where the brother is, mentions Fort Rannoch should be in our control by the time the letter is received, and it asks if the Lord Mayor has been harvested yet. We end up lowering the chests by rope to the ground, and we venture out and hire ourselves a lock worker of some sort. Wink, wink. The chests hold coins, jewelry, gems, potions, a cookery +2, whatever that is. A magic ring, a scarab brooch of gall and bane, and our lock worker, quote, end quote, offers 400 gold pieces for the jewelry and gemstones, and Sauron comments that he's a fair-minded, nice guy. And that's all there was to it.
Okay. And at the end of last game, I pretty much said to you guys if you wanted to do some shopping to sort of work out what you want to do. Now, that's still open at the start of this game if you want to go and do some shopping, spend some of the coin that you've done, or if there's anything else that you wish to do based off what happened at the end of that adventure, which...
Oh, good. Yes, I do want to go shopping, but I gotta look at what I'm going to buy.
I'm buying a wand of cure light wounds and a wand of burning hands.
Okie dokie. Kevin emailed me a shopping list, and I organised some prices for him and
I forgot
sent
about
them
it.
through. Kevin's such a good boy.
He is a good boy.
I wanted the best prices.
I'd probably like to sell some of the things that I'm lugging around as the general lugger-arounder of stuff.
Yeah, that would be a good idea because I need the money.
Because Kevin's purchase list was rather long and involved.
Oh, those bloody second-level spells cost a fortune.
Yes, they do. I am going to bring up the letter again, just so everybody gets their head around it again. Trying to work out what number it was. Was it that one? I want to say it was that one, but Ah, okay.
Why don't you want to do that?
Okay. So, what are we gonna do? Like, I mean, are we?
Right now, I'm looking for some arrows.
Okay. Righto.
Because I am running short, but I want to get some good ones.
And James.
So I need to sell some things.
Uh-huh.
So
What are the?
I'm carrying the +1 large scythe from the scarecrow, which I presume no one wants, which we'd sell.
I've got the old war razor +1 as well, which I don't need.
Okay.
I have a masterwork dog slicer.
Masterwork dog slice is only going to get you maybe 20 gold.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is masterwork, so actually I should say 50 gold. It'll get you 50. So if you want to take that off and just put 50 gold in, that's fine.
Okay.
Oh, I know. These aren't any good. Oh. No, that's not bad.
Magic items. Weapons. Okay, any +1 weapon that you sell, we might as well just go with a flat 1 grand on it.
Mm-hmm. So we've got 2 lots of 1 grand then for those. For some reason, I'm carrying around the hide of a tentamort, which we've got since about the first chapter.
The hide of a tentamort.
What exactly is a bleed effect for 1d6 rounds?
That's right, ongoing damage every round.
Yep.
Oh, well, I want to buy some of these.
Wow, they're horribly evil, wicked weapons.
Are they?
Oh, God, jeez.
Thistle arrows?
Yeah, thistle arrows, they sound elven. Most things that cause bleed effects of terror are used by assassins and people who want to hurt people really badly.
Really naughty people.
Re-
People who are unlikely to be good.
Who are
What
unlikely to
am
be
I?
travelling with a paladin.
What am I? I am not on here.
There's ongoing discussion about that.
Chaotic good. I can't use them then, can
Well, you can. Like, I mean, if they're... What are they called? Thistle arrows?
Yeah, but I don't see any other arrows that give me any kind of advantage that it's worth it.
Well,
I mean, I can't even find arrows that just
You need
add a +1.
you need to get magical +1 arrows.
Well, how do you, it's not in my. I can't find it in the list.
That's
looking
because
on-
when you just look for arrows, it's just going to give you just base arrows. Magical arrows, you get a bunch of, I think, is it 20 or 50?
Well,
20, I think.
this new archives for the Pathfinder sucks because you can't search it.
Hmm.
Ugh, I like the old one. You could search it. I have to type Pathfinder. Oh,
Yeah, for 50 arrows. So if you spent 2,000 gold plus the cost of 50 arrows, you would have 50 plus 1 arrows.
How much are they?
2,000 gold plus the cost of 50 arrows.
How much? What do I got? 2,000 gold. Ooh. That would be.
Kevin just dropped out.
I don't have 2,000 gold. I still would like to. Well, I can't use those. Can't really use those, right? I can't use the thistle arrows, or I
I'm
can't.
not saying you can't, but I reckon it'd be a thorn of contention. See what I did there?
Ah! Well, it won't be the first time that he and I've had a thorn of
I
contention.
know, and I just love the fact that you always just ignore him.
Yeah.
Oh,
How about I get
holy crap, they cost a
the thistle arrows, or
gold piece an arrow.
yeah.
It's because they're super naughty. That's why they're so expensive.
So I'm just thinking get 10 of those, just to have them.
Oh
for, like,
god, yes,
somebody-
they're poisoned as well.
For somebody that's like really awful.
I'm just pointing out that those thistle arrows are poisoned as well. They are horribly evil things. Who blinged? Was that Kevin?
Then
Kevin's saying
Yeah.
he dropped
Then-
out.
if that's true, then I can't really use it since I'm chaotic good.
Well, I would suggest that's true.
Oh crap! I need something that's going to be really good on the bird
You'll
guys.
save your cash and get some magical arrows.
Well, I could come up with 2,000. I think I've got 1,384 gold pieces and 77 platinum. Does that get me there?
I don't know, I completely missed what you said.
1 platinum would be
10 gold.
only 10. Oh gosh. Well, how about I get 20? Would be how much?
They come in batches of 50, and they won't charge you less. Why don't you turn around and sort of take the paladin shopping with you, take him to the
Mhm,
evil table of poisoned thistle arrowheads, and go, oh, look at all these, I could really do some damage with these, and then he might chip in for some magical ones.
How much are regular arrows?
I think they're like 4 gold for
Dime a
20 or
dozen.
something.
Oh,
My poor old iPad, it's really not charged enough for all this searching.
I'll go back. Hang on.
Home, equipment. And for some reason it won't charge off my computer either.
Weapons, ammunition, regular arrows are just 1 gold piece for 20. That's perfect. So I can buy the 50 for 2,000 because I've got enough for that.
Okay, 2,000, 2 gold and 5 silver, I'll have you know.
Pardon me?
2,000 gold, 2,002 gold and 5 silver.
Okay, well, I've got enough because I've got 77 platinum pieces, and I've got 1,384 gold pieces. That should be enough for the 50.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could just get some regular arrows, just a 20 for a gold piece. I got enough for that.
Yep.
That's what I'd like to do. See, where am I on my gold piece? Oh, I'm down to 1, 2, 3, 4. to 11. Down to 11.
I've just
there.
invited him, Matt.
Cool.
All right. So, can you take the money from me?
Okay. Character.
And I'll add the 20 regular arrows. It gives me 31.
What did he say then?
And then I'll
Says it keeps failing.
add
He's back in Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah, ask him if he's tried turning his computer on and off again.
arrows, magic, and I've got 50 of those. All right. And then
Right.
how many? What is the? It gives me a +1 on that magic arrows.
Yes, correct.
All right. So I've got that added. 50 magic arrows. I'm going to say arrows, magic. And that gives me a +1. +1 to damage, right?
Correct. And yeah, to damage.
Okay. So that's 20. So that's 70 ticks. Okay, 70 ticks.
Right, I'll invite him one more time. Kevin. Flynn. Invite. Have you tried turning?
Huzzah!
He's back.
I didn't get to turn it on.
Except I can't hear anyone.
Huh, you sure?
We can hear you.
Mm.
Ah, yes. Well, it works when you turn this hearing bit works when you turn the speaker
That's
back
awesome.
on.
That's good.
So he tried turning the speakers back off and on again.
Well, it's very odd. The speaker turned itself off when the connection was lost.
Okay, well, in the meantime, Libby has bought herself some +1 arrows.
And you fixed my inventory or my
I did.
numbers? Okay. Now, what do cure light runes or cure moderate runes cost?
Potions or what?
She can use a wand. You're better off buying a wand if you can, Libby.
Yeah, she hasn't got that. She hasn't got that
Yeah.
much cash.
Well, we can probably after we sell a few things, she might. And if she's going
Can't
wants
use
to
a
buy a
wand
wand,
on
I can
myself
lend her
without-
some.
I can't use a wand on myself without dropping my bow or my sword,
Correct.
correct?
Oh well, you can
Well,
use a
I
wand and a sword at the same time, but not a bow and a wand. I'm gonna
What does a wand cost then?
$7.50.
change some of your money into easier denominations. Libby's got like about 13,000 coins and about 100 gold worth of value.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I've got 8,000 copper pieces.
I had the same, but I changed all the currencies, so I know what I've got.
Okay.
1.6 or was it 1.8?
2928.
That's the wrong thing. What on earth am I doing?
We always ask the same question, Kevin.
Right.
92 plus 82. Yeah, 374.
So,
You've gone to a money changer, Libby, and he's put it into increments which are far more easy to understand.
How did I only
Hang
end up
on,
with 4
hang on,
GP?
hang on. You didn't end up with 4
Sorry.
GP. You ended up with 44 platinum, 4 GP, 8 silver pieces, and 8 copper pieces. And you know what that'll do for your encumbrance? Really, really help.
What?
Because
Thank
it
you.
was really incredibly shitty earlier on.
Did you fix
I
it?
did. However, you are still carrying a lot of stuff you don't need.
oops.
Correct. I could sell some things.
82.
Wow, you've got a lot of stuff that you don't need.
82.
What can I sell?
77.
I'm not wearing that buckler, am I?
210.
Well, not likely, I doubt. But like, there's other stuff here. Like you've got a longsword +1 and a longsword. So you
Oh, well, I don't need that.
don't need the longsword.
Will you just sell the stuff you think I don't
I'm
need?
gonna just get rid of the stuff you don't need.
I don't know. What does that tarnished silver ring do?
It looks dirty and is silver. Let's get rid of it.
It's
It'll
not-
be a cosmetic item we discovered, like my dented goblin crown of rip nugget.
Tarnished silver ring.
Okay.
Do I need to keep the silver key ring with 2 keys? I've got 2 rings of jumping for some reason. I only have 1.
That's fixed.
I don't need the silver mirror, do I? Unless we want to use it to blind
It's always
somebody.
good to have a mirror hanging around.
Okay, we'll leave the mirror go. Masterwork manacles. You got rid of the sword. Did you sell the stuff for
Well, really, I'll give you 1 gold for the sword. There you go. You got two. You got 2
me? Got that
cloaks.
buckler.
What have you got 2 cloaks for?
Cloak of elven
And
kind.
a cloak of resistance +1. You can't wear. Oh, hang on. I think I remember a conversation where you were going to put on different cloaks depending on the circumstances.
Yes. What is that
The
buckler?
buckler
thing?
is
I'm not wearing-
a shield,
Oh, well, I don't need that.
don't you? What's your
Do
armor
I?
class?
Maybe I do need it, but I can only use it when I use my sword, which means once I drop my
Actually, that's a good point.
bow, then I have to get my buckler and my sword. Won't that just take up a lot
Oh
of
no,
time?
it only takes up a move action to get both of them out, but I've just realised that whenever you're
Okay.
using the bow, your armor class is 1 less.
Gee, thanks.
Sorry,
Why don't you give everybody else a good look?
wow.
Thanks for keeping me honest,
Yeah.
mate. Sort
Okay,
of.
maybe I should make that a task in between adventures and go over people's characters. Anyway, I'm leaving it at that. Although, actually, I will look through other characters.
Do you have a GM option to reset all our spell numbers? Like a long rest?
Oh, yes, I do.
So anyway, back to cure light wounds.
Rest,
Or
long rest.
I don't have 750
Oh.
gold pieces. That's what you said it costs for a wand.
I don't know. Ask Kevin. I sent him the prices. He'll be able to tell you.
750.
Kill light wounds, level 1, wasn't it?
No, because it has to be 5th level because you can't create a wand below 5th
Yes,
level.
but they can actually create them at level 1 power for price value.
Oh, why would I want to buy that?
Because
Well, no, I don't want that. I want the 5th level one so I get +5 to my heals.
I think I left it at whatever it is anyway, so that's all good. I don't mind.
Cool. Got to keep us alive somehow.
So anyway, looks like I need to buy a potion, correct?
Maybe, maybe not. You've got a potion of Cure Moderate and a potion of Cure Light in your inventory.
Yeah. Don't you think I need
don't
more
know.
than one?
Do you?
Yes.
What did we wish we had when we
Depends on how much you intend on pissing off the paladin and his accompanying cleric.
We wished we had a way of opening doors, like a knock spell wand.
and a grappling hook. I think we wish we had a grappling hook.
Well, I think we had some of those in the end.
Didn't?
But
No.
yeah, I asked you
I used the pitons.
how much for.
We should
What
buy
have
a
I done?
grappling hook.
So a knock wand costs 4,500. Very expensive.
Very handy though.
Yes, very handy. So I think we should buy it as a party item if the party treasury ever gets that much money. So that +1 war razor you say is worth 1,000
Correct.
gold pieces. So if you want to add 1,000 gold pieces into the party money, I'll get rid of
I
that.
need somebody to carry it.
The gold? Yeah, no, but for the time being, just accumulate it all and then
Ah.
we'll distribute it.
All right.
So I'll get a grappling hook for 1 gold piece.
So there are currently 2 platinum pieces, 2 silver pieces, and 1,000 gold pieces in there.
For a gold piece, that makes that 4. Got that.
Wow, Siron's got heaps of copper pieces and heaps of silver. Siron should attend the money changes.
I just might start distributing it to the poor.
Well, the money changers got into his backpack and they're changing his money for him.
Oh, are they?
Yep,
Yeah, they were short of copper around Magnamar.
that's right.
What does the potion of cure light wounds cost? And
50
how much does
gold
it heal?
pieces, 1d8 plus 1.
Yeah, that's one.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I'm down to 8
I know,
copper
those
pieces
bloody
now.
money changing fairies, they're horrible. I've got a feeling that they're not finished yet either.
And I'm gonna buy a grappling arrow. Oh. That costs 1 gold. Makes it 3. And that weighs 0.5.
Wow, look at how much that took off your weight. Although you're...
Oh, I've only got 4 gold pieces now and 2 silver pieces.
Those bloody
Oh.
brownies getting inside your pouch.
All right.
I hope those platinum are light.
Yeah, yes, as opposed to the 5,000 or 6,000 coins you were carrying in copper and silver before. Those,
Now, I was hoping to expend my newfound wealth on a belt of giant's strength
Belt of
+2,
giant strength +2.
which I think is 4,000 gold pieces.
4,000 gold. Wow, somebody's been looking at their rules. Belt
Flask.
of giant strength.
It's an oil flat.
+2, 4,000. So, hill giant strength. So 4,000 gold, which would be... If I add on, the money changing fairies are getting into your stuff too.
So on my calculation, I have 4,039 gold pieces.
403. No, I think you're wrong. Because that's 403. Oh no, you're right. 4,039. So
Yeah.
do that. And then I get you your brand new item. Wondrous items. Belt of giant strength +2. Drop that in there. We say it's identified. Yes. Righto, you have a belt of giant strength +2.
Woohoo!
And where do you find the cost
That
of
affect your
the
strength?
oil flask?
I'll just check now. No, not obviously. I'm going to have to manually
Let's make a roll. Yeah, it's only 10+4. Shouldn't that affect theoretically?
I just equipped it. You'd expect it to.
Under his craft, this build is strength plus is temporary bonus for the first. Okay. Righto. Yeah, okay. It should affect it, it's not.
Where does it show you?
I'll manually
Of
change it.
oil. Flask of oil. What the hell?
Righto. I think you'll have to manually change it. I can't find anywhere that it does.
Yes, I have manually changed it.
What's the matter, Moss?
Is your
Hey?
cat named after the guy from IT Crowd?
Yes.
Nice.
What's the matter? Calm down there. What are you doing? Huh? Look at you, big fat cat.
What does a flask of oil do when you throw it at somebody?
Bounces off them and lands on the ground. However, if you throw it open at them, then it covers them in oil, and then you hit them with fire, and it makes them burn for several rounds.
Yeah, so I need something to make my arrows into fire arrows.
Oh, that's a that's a
That
whole nother $2,000 worth of enchantment.
Oh, no. I'm talking about like wrapping something on the end and lighting the fire. What would that be? Cotton?
Don't know that they work
Burlap.
that well. I think you can buy
Oh,
fire arrows,
okay.
so
That's a very Hollywood thing.
Yeah, fire arrows are expensive. I already looked that up.
It's nearly impossible to fire an arrow with a
yes.
lump of cloth on the end of it accurately.
Not for me. Not for Maryland.
Only if you got your pants on.
Ha!
Yeah, no, I can't even find fire arrows in here.
What's that thing called that makes people a bolo? Is
A
that what it
bowler.
is? Gets around your leg.
Yep.
Bolo. That would be under maybe miscellaneous.
I think that's in the Adventurer's Armory or something silly.
Adventurer gear? No. Not there.
Bowlers. There we go. You can whirl and throw this weapon to make a ranged trip attack against an opponent. It's worth a whole 5 gold pieces.
Oh, wow. Is it something I can hang from my belt or something? Or wrapped around my... Well, I don't have exotic weapon proficiency.
That's a problem.
Oops. I don't think I do. Nah. Okay, never mind. I guess I'm ready.
Everybody else?
Yeah.
What about Matt? He's got lots of cash. Why hasn't he gone looking to buy anything?
Yeah. Oh, because I'm good enough as I am.
Wow. I think that's him just dissing the rest of you.
He should buy Wand of Healing.
Oh, wait a minute.
Okay,
Stop something.
More of them there are in the party,
he
better.
is a physical wand of healing.
Yeah, as a backup.
Okay, anyway, if he doesn't want to spend his money, he doesn't have to. He's probably saving up for a flying carpet or something. I had
A broom.
a member when I ran Wrath of the Righteous in the store. I had a member of the group save up all of their cash so they could buy a flying carpet. And then when they got it, they couldn't work out what they were going to do with it and never used it. And because the person that was playing the person that was saving up all the money for the flying carpet, they were like stealing cash from other people and putting it into the thing and whatnot. His partner decided she wanted to save up for something ridiculous as well, so she said to me, I want to get a golem made that's like a pink unicorn with multicolored hair. And I went, fair enough, that's going to cost you 45,000 gold. So she saved up the money to get her pink unicorn golem with multicolored hair. Neither items ever got used to any effect. Mind you, the flying carpet would have been very helpful prior to he could actually afford it, because they were immortal characters that could do stupid stuff, and basically they just were ridiculously too good. However, the only thing that would ever defeat them is if they had to climb anything. Faced with a cliff, they didn't have a magician. They had to climb it, and most of the time somebody would end up dead after it, and have to wait much longer before they reformed or whatever it was.
Can you wear a tunic
No.
under your leather armor? Okay.
One of my players has got a broomstick and he's very creative with it. It's annoying as hell.
Yeah, damn those creative players making things fun. Should just rip their arms off and beat them with the bloody end, that's what I say. Righto.
Exactly.
So, we're going to say that that's shopping done, because we've spent a good 30-odd minutes on it. So people had the bits they have. Now, I am going to leave it up to you as to what you want to do at the end of that point of stuff.
What was that letter trying to tell us now that I've lost it?
Let me re-give it to you.
Thank you. Oh, it's in written
I
script.
trust your little band of murderers is doing well, gathering the greedy souls for our Lord's rise. Has Magnamar proven to be as sinful as you had hoped? It may interest you to know that my plan was to nurture greed here in this backwater has blossomed. The quality of greed in a soul is so much more refined when it is given the proper care. Are you still simply carving the Sahedron on them as they expire? How crude! My method of marking is so much more elegant. In any event, I'm sure that your plans for harvesting greed where and when you can find it in the wild are progressing well enough. I just hope that your raw, ungroomed and likely inferior victims don't interact poorly when mixed with the purity of my own subjects. If you tire of your little prospect there, know that you're always welcome to come to Turtleback Ferry and serve as my assistant, little sister. Fort Rannoch should be in our control by the time you receive this letter in any event, so there'll be plenty of room for you if you wish to take me up on my generous offer. Oh, before I forget, have you managed to harvest that Lord Mayor yet? By all accounts, he might just be the cream of the crop in Magnamar. His soul might even rival several from my hand-grown harvest.
All right. Shall we check on the Lord Mayor?
Could do that. The other thing, the mark, he talks about how she puts a crude mark on them of some kind. Do we know what that is?
The Sahedron, it's that
Yeah.
seven-pointed star that was carved into the chest of many people.
Have we encountered more elegant forms of that?
All of yours
Suggesting
have been ones that have been carved into the chests or fleshy bits of people.
we haven't found people with tattoos or anything. Where's Turtleback Ferry?
I'm so glad you asked, because that's one of the things I didn't research. Well, I do know that it's around about 2 weeks on foot, 1 week by a horse, or 1 week via a ferry, via a boat that heads up the rivers. Where are we? Chapter assumes, blah 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 blah. Turtleback Ferry, which is Appendix 4. Is that in my library of modules? Rise of the Runelords, Players Guide.
Or wherever Fort Rannoch is.
It's
Probably
near
close.
Turtleback Ferry, strangely enough. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, do they include that? Oh, Turtleback Ferry. There we go. There we go. Turtleback Ferry. Turtleback Ferry is a small township perched on the rain-drenched north shore of Clay Bottom Lake. 3 distinctive ferries crafted from the shells of giant turtles slain by a guy, one of the town's handlers, make Turtleback Ferry the central trading route for the region, nearly 80 miles from Ilsurian. The next town, next town is similar size. I might just go to a map of thingy and bring up Turtleback Ferry. What's it called? Galarian. Galarian Turtleback Ferry. Galarian Turtleback Ferry. Awesome. Well placed on a global map. Not. Nation Varisia, region Magnima. Okay, let's click on Varisia and hope it gives me a map. It does. So let's see if we can scroll in. These are Ember Lake, Lake Serena, the Stall Deep. Okay, so you are in Magnima. It goes inland. If you were to travel via boat, you would travel up the Yondabakari River, travelling through an extremely long lake river until you reach Lake Sarantula. Then you would head north up the Skull River and arrive at Turtleback Ferry across, I think it's some kind of, what's the name of that lake? Map. Clay Bottom Lake, and Turtleback Ferry goes onto that. Then Skull River goes a little bit further north to a big dam called Skull Dam, which holds off an enormous lake from this area. So it's kind of northeast from where you currently are.
Cool.
Is there a world map?
Although I can bring a map to you that shows it. So let me save image as Varisia map. How? Okay, so you do that. And then we bring up that. It should be in my downloads. Varisia map. And bring up Fantasy Grounds and go in the images folder. Get my other folder. Varisia map. Okay, so now theoretically I should be able to show you. Everybody on the internet's just saw how Fantasy Grounds is really quite easy to put stuff into images on the fly.
Do we need to check
Okay.
out the mayor before we go?
And then
I
I
think
found there was a beautiful map of Varisia already included. But anyway. Okay, so here's Varisia. Magnimar.
Wow.
Magnimar
thing
is down on the
changed.
bottom left. So
It's completely changed. I don't even have
That's
my
because I
character
put a
showing
map across it.
anymore.
oops. So Magnimar's down the
Magnimar.
down the bottom
Where's
here,
Turtleback Ferry?
And Turtleback Ferry is right here.
Oh yeah, so it is.
And
Okay.
where were we before? Where did we? Oh,
You
That
were
we're
at
at
Sand
Sandpoint.
which is... You just have to go one better, don't you, Kevin? It's right.
Yep.
And where's Fort Rannoch?
Fort Rannoch is... at least I can go one better than Kevin here because I know roughly where it is, which I think it's about there.
Yeah.
I don't really want to go to the desert.
All right,
Okay. So you,
let's go. Go and check on the
Righto.
mayor.
So you head off to Magnamar, to City Hall.
Yeah. Get
Oh.
collect scuttlebutt about the mayor from the street merchants and fellow
Okay, what do you
artisans.
want to find out about him?
Oh, just his history and his reputation and his name and his home address and
Okay, well then
security
that
system.
would be a... Is it Streetwise or what is it in Pathfinder?
That's a good question, isn't it?
Is there a
Hello,
knowledge
Kevin.
Streetwise?
Knowledge
Knowledge local, that's all.
local, I think it is.
Common knowledge. None of us have local knowledge
You're
here.
a bard
well,
though, you can
because
make
we're not-
any knowledge level at your level.
Oh, I've got that somewhere. On default, there we go. I knew that.
Okay, 10 plus 5, but I would say that you're better than level 5, so you're meant to have as many ranks as you are.
Bard, and that's I've only got 5 ranks
okay.
of bard.
Righto. Okay, so you find out that the where am I? The mayor's name in Magnamar is definitely
Dumbledore.
not Dumbledore. It's Haldemir Groberus. Groberus.
Grover.
And oh god, I didn't mean to share that. How do I stop sharing that? Please let me stop sharing that.
I've shut it down because I'm a good boy.
Yeah, I'll do it now that I've read about a third of it.
And Libby just goes, oh no, I let it out again.
I'm looking again.
I know, you
Oh,
still
steadily
are.
reading.
Hang on,
I'm steadily reading.
because I can see your
How do you
image
know
on my
I'm
little
reading?
sheet. Because
How
I
can
can
you see my
see all the
image?
cheaters that are still reading the stuff that I don't want them to. Because I'm
can
the
you see
DM,
that?
I get to see lots of extra stuff that you don't. Right, there we go.
Okay, I
Okay,
just
The internet.
it
now I've got to work out
closed.
how to stop sharing that.
Jeez.
Right, stop sharing.
Without doing it again.
Okay, so Groberus. There is somewhere something about him. Quite a bit of material about him. There it is, Appendix 3, Magnamar.
Oh.
Okay. So, you find out a little bit about him. Oh, apparently, no you don't. God damn it.
I'm just going to go up to the local church, speak to the head of the order, and ask them if they can tell me a little bit about the Lord Mayor of this
They go,
particular
yeah,
town.
so should the GM be able to, because I know there's a section somewhere about the Lord Mayor.
While I'm there, I'm going to gift them the deed to the Foxglove
God.
Manor that I'm holding
love
on
you.
to.
Nice.
Serenray can free it from its evil.
Turn into a great training ground for young paladins and clerics alike.
Hey, that's my retirement fund you're giving
I
away.
don't think he cares. Righto, bear with me for 2
That'd be
seconds. I
right.
actually have to go grab the book, because I know there's a section on this fella. Won't be a ticket.
What was that about the deed to Foxglove Manor? I forgot all that.
Okay, so I'm back. You gain the favour of the church in Magnamar too, for Sarah and Ray, for doing something like that.
We had the deed for Foxglove Manor, and
I
the
know.
Paladin's just giving it
That's
away
why
for
he's
nothing.
got the favour of such a person.
It was a bit of a fixer-upper.
I
If
think we
that's
should
what
go
they're
see
trying to
the
do, I'm
mayor.
trying to find information for them, Libby.
Oh.
But it's not the
awesome.
easiest piece of information to find. How to me grab grass. See, it should be in Appendix 3, but there you go.
You need a better knowledge management system.
Well, it's meant to be in Appendix 3, which I'm looking at directly. And let's see, where's criminal?
You can hire me as your knowledge
Should
manager.
I? Fair enough.
No. What if you
There
don't
we go.
retire?
Undisputedly, the most powerful person in Magnamar, Lord Mayor Haldemir Grabras, is a paunchy, self-serving politico, more concerned with his own comforts than the needs of the underprivileged. So these
Perfect
are
target.
this is what you get from your
You should
knowledge
do a
bloke
Scrooge
anyway. He is seen as half-heartedly handling the immediate needs of the city, whilst feathering his own nest most of the time. And I can
It was sudden.
show you a picture of him.
Oh,
Oh my God. We can do an Uncle Scrooge on him. We can pair his 4 ghosts.
Offer him a pie.
Try and get him to mend his ways.
Okay, so you organise You organise a what do you call it? Not an interview, an appointment with the mayor through his dignitaries in City Hall, and you arrive there, say, sort of like 3 or 4 days later when he has time to meet you.
Hang on, before we do that, why are we going to see him and what are we going to say?
I want to make sure he's alive.
We need to tell him of the danger.
But he's not going to believe us, and if he's one of them, we're just giving ourselves away.
We'll have to see. Detect evil on him and all that stuff. And
You probably detect his evil.
But if he is evil, if we do think he's a servant of the evil ones, then why are we going to see him and what are we going to say is our story at that point?
let's just tell him what's happened. What we found up in the clock tower and everything.
Well, there was a threat that he was going to be sacrificed, and so as a paladin, I feel that we should be making sure that he's not being sacrificed to the evil god.
He looks like a lovely little sacrificial dish, doesn't he?
He does.
We'll just take him a big old meat pie and give him a talk.
Okay, so we're walking into the door to meet him. Okay. 3 days after organising the meeting, you arrive to meet Haldemir Grobras, and you are ushered into his room, which is opulent. It's sort of like got gold trim on most of his materials. He has sort of quite a few important looking. He's got obviously a library of books there that seem never to have been touched, but they're the nicest looking books that you could possibly see. Has an antique desk, has antique seats. There's a nice sort of like aroma, as if he's got what's that stuff called? Incense. Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking about. That he's burning incense, which is sort of like an expensive, important person sort of thing. And he stands up and greets you all. He says, welcome to the city of Magnamar. I hear you're only recent converts to the Lord and beauty of the place. We are so glad to have new visitors. Now, what can I do you for?
I'll introduce us all and then tell him that we're there. Because we've learned of a plot against him, and our most distinguished paladin companion will tell him more.
A plot against me?
Yes, there appears to be a cult in the city of Magnamar. Followers of the Sihedron rune, hunting down people committing the 7 deadly sins.
How active are they? What do we need to do? Who do we need to deal with this? Can you deal with this? What is happening?
Well, hopefully we've already dealt with the threat immediately to this city. But your name was mentioned as a potential
proof
victim.
of such things? Okay.
We have a letter.
Tell me this story, he says. And show me the evidence that you have. Okay, so you tell him the story.
Let us do so.
And you produce the letter that names the Lord Mayor. Have you got this Lord Mayor sort of person from the people of the letter, etc.?
Mm-hmm.
It takes you better part of 3 or 4 hours. And after such, he's sort of quite paled and subdued, and asks you to attend his mansion with him later on that evening for official recognition and reward.
They're going to kill us.
I don't think any reward is necessary. I think apart from suggesting that he turn his heart to the sun.
He smiles and he says, the faithful of Sarenrae, proving again that their heart is in the right place and that they are still as naive as ever. Of course, reward is necessary. You have served this city a great service. I am the greatest Lord Mayor there has ever been, and I will not be seen to sit idly by and not reward those that would save my life, without question.
And the city.
Yes, of course, the city.
And the city.
Very, very important. So you will attend?
Very good.
Excellent.
Sure.
Of course. How can we be attemptedly assassinated if we don't attend?
I'm going to assume your character didn't actually say that.
He didn't.
And you attend later on that night to the mansion for a great meal. You see that there are many of the important families of Magnamar in attendance. And then at the just before Mains is dealt, he gets each of you to attend him as he makes a speech about the service that you've given in Magnamar and the dangers that you've uncovered, and he holds up sort of examples of the letter and whatnot, which he had his secretary copy while you were there or something similar. And he turns and he offers each of you a purse of 600 platinum pieces for your part in saving his life.
Ooh.
And the city.
Oh, wow.
Of course.
And the city.
He needs to be prompted for that each and every time.
Yeah.
However, and there's a loud applause, and there is a standing ovation of you as heroes of the city of Magnamar.
Excellent. I shall.
So do you want me to
Play to my
transfer that
audience.
into your accounts? So
Sure.
that's what, 20.
Sounds good.
Now we have to go shopping again.
Can we have back our? Can we have our
What?
characters back yet? All I see
Hey, you
is
can shut that map
map.
at any time.
But if I shut it, the whole window shuts. Now it's completely gone.
Well, I can't close the map on your screen.
Well, I've got to. I closed it, and now there's nothing. So I've got to.
You still logged in though, so
When you say nothing, what do you mean?
Nothing. Everything just disappeared. There's
Libby's
The
Libby's
fantasy ground's
disconnected.
completely gone.
no Fantasy Grounds is still open.
Ah.
Yeah, you're
Oops.
disconnected now, so maybe
I
you
didn't
open
do
yourself up
that.
again and you'll be fine.
Oh, crap. Yeah, the map was just had taken over the entire window.
If you right click on the map, if it ever comes up again, you'll get options to resize it.
I'm telling you, on mine, I couldn't do anything. Couldn't
Did
resize.
you
All I
right
could
click?
do was make it get bigger or smaller.
Hmm.
I did not try that.
Well, that's what I just said. If you right click, you'll get options.
But I mean, everything else is fine, like the character window.
The other
Combat
thing you can do,
window,
what
everything.
you can do on a Windows machine, I don't know about a Mac, but if you hold the control key down and then click and hold with your mouse, you can resize the window with your mouse while you're holding the control key down. I don't know what the Mac equivalent would be.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Y'all understand.
that happens. You're all heroes of Magnamar. Huzzah! You all have 6,000 gold,
Huzzah.
basically.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
I go drinking with my newfound rich and wealthy
Okay, they're happy to
town
drink with you.
people
They
friends.
like being seen being with the local heroes.
The author of
Oh, which they all clap
Mayowen's
along to, and
Pants.
it becomes the upper crust's favourite song of the week. Okay, so are you doing anything beyond that afterwards, or are you sort of?
So what if we go back, like we ransacked the timber yard, basically, which was a sort of a headquarters for the Seven or something like that, wasn't it? And then we went to the tower and we killed the person at the top of
They
that.
escaped.
Actually,
Yeah.
We
So
did.
if we go back after our celebrations and revisit those
Yes,
places,
there's quite a
has
bit
anything
of
changed,
city
or
guard activity there, strangely enough, the following day.
so are they cleaning up or covering up? So I'll spend some time chatting with the guards.
They're
And
doing a lot
mixing
of
and
research
sneaking around, and
they're
being
trying to find out anything that they can that you couldn't sort of provide information on. They're not covering up anything.
okay.
Groberus seems to be taking your story seriously to a degree.
Well, he knows he's in on it. Well, I'm ready to go to Turtle Rock, whatever it is.
Let's have her over to Turtleback Ferry.
Okay.
Yeah, Turtle Back Ferry. And get a boat. I think we should get a boat.
Sure.
Get a and with rowed by fair young maidens.
Oh my god.
Should we go to Turtleback Ferry first, or
Fort
should we go
Rannoch's
to Fort
beyond
Rannoch?
Turtleback Ferry.
Where the hell?
Oh, okay. I thought it wasn't too much.
No, it wasn't too much, but you imagining that ferries would stop at Turtleback Ferry because going any further means they just come to a massive dam, which is what's up further. Right. As you are
Gotcha.
looking around to find your way along the river, I did mention what rivers they were. I'm sure that it was extremely important at the time. Oh, there we go. Oh, crap.
Yonder Bakari. Or yonder Bakari.
I don't know what I just did then, but it wasn't good. Oh. GM map. Turtle bait. Just map.
How much is a boat going to cost? Or passage on a
It's going to
boat?
be about a week's worth of passage. Well, after a
Inconsequential.
6,000 gold bonus.
That's right. We should live in the custom style we should become accustomed to. If Paladin doesn't want to, he can walk.
Transport. There we go. Sailing ship? No. No. Keel boat. Okay. Excellent. That gives me a lovely description of the boat, but doesn't give me the prices. I'm sure I'll find them any moment now. There we go. Out. I'm glad I managed to check my swearing then. 1 silver piece per mile. Not per day, per mile. How many miles is that? Yeah, I'm trying.
It's got a scale on the
I'm
map.
still trying to find the map.
Looks like it's about. It looks like it's about 300,
So that would
maybe
be 40
400
gold.
miles.
I think that
Yeah.
could
That include
cover
food?
as well, yes. Map for easier.
Done deal.
Scale. Jesus, I think you're a little bit off with your 400 miles. Oh, hang on. 400 miles. No, I'll go with that. 40 gold pieces. As you're
Excellent.
trying to locate a boat that will take you all the way up to Turtleback Ferry, etc., a familiar figure appears on the docks, and she appears to be looking for you.
A
Indeed.
familiar figure.
There she is. Images. I think I'll go with the new one. Yep. So I'm about to share that figure with you. Shalelu and Sana.
Oh, Shalilu. Of course, how can I
Appears.
forget her?
I think I missed her in this.
She was the ranger that came into Sandpoint.
Indeed she was.
Ah, then I did miss her.
She came in and she helped you out and she told you a bit about the goblin tribes and all that sort of stuff. And she's quite happy to meet you, make up with your acquaintance again. I've been hearing great things, she says. Especially about the city, you know. It was
Excellent.
Gold.
We find
no,
her
this is in Magnamar. You haven't made it to Turtleback yet. Please tell me your story, she says. I've heard it, of course. I've read the local paper, and she says as she wags around a parchment that's been handed around with likenesses of yourselves drawn with Groberus at his party, and you're heralded as the heroes of Magnamar.
Well, that's a thirsty job, so let's head to the tavern.
She happily heads to the tavern with you and purchases drinks for you. The first round, anyway.
I
Excellent.
regale
How
her
in detail,
with our
how
tales.
detailed are you going with your tales?
Oh,
Okay, so are you
middle
talking
detailed.
about your future endeavours or not?
We'll mention that we're, as long as everyone agrees, I will mention that we're pursuing our investigation and
Turtleback
heading
Ferry,
to Turtleback Ferry.
interesting. I was wondering if you would mind if I were to tag along with you.
You certainly look attractive enough to hang out with me.
She smiles and slaps your knee and says, "You always were a kid, Haven."
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
okay with the rest of you? Obviously, Thaven doesn't mind my my company.
She
No,
makes
I
me nervous.
write a song about her.
She makes me nervous. Wonder who can detect evil?
Not
I
me.
can detect evil.
No,
Who's
Matt
me?
went, not me.
Your mighty paladin is the detector of all things evil.
I
She's
think I'll
got 80
whisper
years. She
in
can't be
Arvid's
evil.
ear and suggest he might want to detect evil on her before we agree to her joining us.
How does Arvin feel about that? Does he feel like he needs to detect evil?
No, I've known this person since previously. She helped us in the past. I trust her.
Alright.
Okay, and so the 4 become 5 as Shalolo joins your group and you organise your paths to Turtleback Ferry. Right, I think we'll skip the travel part of Turtleback Ferry, even though that I'm sure there is an exciting and funny anecdotes that are had along the journey along the river. However, most of it's a pretty safe journey. You stop in. Let's give Libby some tests or some challenges in dealing with.
What's her name?
No, you didn't.
We didn't get attacked
Although
by some
they suggest
nefarious
if you
water
wish to
creature?
do that, you can.
What's that
which
ranger's name?
Shalalu. Shalalu?
What's her name? Shalalo.
Should be in your images. You should be able to look up her name via that. Oh, does it?
Not on
Well,
the
you
picture,
should
it just
still
says
have one in the
female
images
elf
that
ranger.
I gave you that said Shalalo.
Did we happen to ask on the journey
just
why
wants
she
to
wanted to come with us so badly?
Yeah, she wants to help out. She's
Because we're friendly people.
and plus
obviously.
she's always been interested in that area of
No,
Verisia as well.
Okay. Well, why is she
I'm
so
interested in travel. Why are you so interested?
Well, I don't know. I just want to know why you're so interested in her. Show up in the
Okay,
next
so
town
it's a
we're in.
wonderful time of about a week of traveling up the Yonder Bakari River,
Mistrust.
stopping at Wardle,
Female rangers together.
stopping at
on a boat.
Whistletown, stopping at Illusory, and then your final stop at Turtleback Ferry with the 2 female elven rangers sniping at one another the entire way. It's a joyful occasion.
And Thaven just thinks they're fighting over him.
Did we have a contest?
No,
over
she's
her
not interested.
survivor
She
skills and
fully
everything?
bows to your skill in the area as she tries to walk off from any conversation
well
she has
she
to have
should.
with you the entire time she's on the boat.
I don't like her.
That's all right. I'll talk to her.
Okay, and you arrive in Turtleback Ferry. Turtleback Ferry is a reasonably small village. Where are we? Map, Turtleback Ferry. There we go.
So I can assume that our arrival is instantly noticed.
Smaller version of this map, just hopefully so it doesn't dominate Libby's thing.
So would this person we're looking for be another Lamia? Since it's a brother and sister?
Possibly.
We don't really know who we're looking for.
You know
do
what
we?
you know from that letter. That there is talk of coming to Turtleback Ferry to join me. That they have a finer way of marking people, and that such and such keep is going to be probably overrun by that stage, or in their control. At Turtleback Ferry.
At Turtleback.
This letter was
it
addressed to
just
that
said what
creature at
it
the top of
said.
the tower.
If you can see on the images, it says...
Where is it? I'm looking for it again.
It's handout 2-7, I think it is.
Oh, what's it called?
There it is. Oh, for Christ's sake.
And about two.
Dear
Could
my
be- could be
sister, it
anyone.
says so. Oh. Look at you. Look at you, you big fat cat.
There you go, my sister, and it's not signed by anyone. So that's the letter that you're going off.
Fort Brannick should be in control.
Yes.
Where did we find that letter? That was at the top of the tower?
He didn't say
Yeah.
anything else
Says,
about
"Come join
Turtleback
me in
Ferry,
Turtleback
except
Ferry."
that's where he is. Yep. That's
Correct.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
we defeated the creature up there, and now we're pursuing to the next one. We shall overcome all 7, one after the other.
Okay.
guess we just
Well,
need to
you
ask
dock
around
in
about
at
any
Turtleback
strange
Ferry. I
happening.
believe I shared the map. In one of these southern areas, you probably your boat probably
Yep.
pulls into.
Everyone's walking around
There.
with sign of 7 on
Um,
the forehead, tattooed on.
And you disembark. You see that there is an inn. And other little pins in your map or not? Okay. So you see that
No,
there
the
is
pins
an
are not
inn
in our map.
here. There is. Can I?
You can share the pins.
Yeah, I don't want to share the pins though.
I think so, yeah.
There is a drinking house or a
Oh,
tavern there. There is a general store.
Ah. Perfect.
There.
And a
Treasure
church.
There
Is there a
is.
church?
Okay. I can't remember reading about that one. Hang on a tick. Oh, yes. There is a metalworks here. There is a church, yes, but it's not to Sarenrae. It is to Rastal. There.
Rustle.
That's right. Rastal's one of our cohorts of good gods.
Just not quite good enough.
Except for the Rustle seemed to be implicated with a fairly nasty looking mob last time round, didn't they?
Because of the angel statue at the top.
Thanks. I love it when people call me that.
Oh,
Okay.
Just because evil people desecrate idols of God.
So you ask
Basically
around on the docks.
concerned
you
about
talk
this
to a few of
church
the
then,
locals on the docks. It's not a massive village as you can see, and they sort of point out, oh, if you want a sort of somewhere to stay, you go to the Turtles Parlour, which is the first location I pointed out. Somewhere to drink that's run by the halfling couple of... Oh, shit. They're not old shit, by the way. The halfling couple of Yads and Berthandi Keska in Bottoms Up, which is the next one up. Need anything buying? Well, then you can get it at the Turtleback General Store. If you need any of all that fancy metalwork dealt with, then you can go in and see good old Iron Tooth Giovanni at the Metal Goods. And I can see that a couple of you are religious types. We all pray to Rastal around here because he looks after the nature sort of around here for us. And we loves a bit of Rastal work around here. Oh, we loves them a lot. And the Church of Rastal's over there on the point.
I'm asked where the local, what would it be? Sheriff?
Cemetery.
Local.
I don't know. What are you after?
What would it be?
Sheriff?
Like the local, you would say
Town
sheriff.
what?
Oh,
Watch,
oh,
people law and order.
we don't really
Who's
have
the
no
law in
much
these parts?
sort of need of that. Well, little lady, of course, since the keep's gone quiet, yeah, then perhaps. But the mayor tends to look after all of that, and he's the guy that looks after the church.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well,
What was that comment about the keep going
Oh,
quiet?
it's not my place to talk out of turn, but we haven't heard from the keep for a couple of weeks now, even longer. They normally come in once every fortnight or so, at least. The members of
What is
the...
keep?
Hang on, I need to re-find their name, because... Oh, it's north of here.
Where's the key?
It's run by the Black Arrow Rangers. And Shalulu says, the Black Arrows? Yes, they're the ones, the Rangers outfit that work out of the keep up there. They generally patrol the forests and stuff and keep us safe. But things have... Oh, and by the way, it's pissing down with rain at the moment too. He says that, and he goes, ever since this rain started, we've been noticing that there's been a lot of trouble up there, and the Rangers haven't been down since the rain started. It's been... It's been
Well,
raining hard for 2
go and
weeks.
get
It's
wet.
unusual for this time of year. He says, even look, and he points out at the lake. He says, it's swelling up at the banks. He says, I'm sure that we're going to be having a flooding any time soon.
Oh dear.
Better get Flounder or Rastal about relieving
It's unnatural,
you of this
boy, I
heavy
tell you, it's
rainfall.
unnatural,
Might
he
damage the
says.
crops.
Yeah, boy.
It's one of the guys that
This is the ferryman, right?
portering your goods and bags, etc., off the ferry. The ferry guy travels between here and Magnamar.
I asked Shalalu in private what she can tell us
makes you
about
think that I'd know
the
anything
Black
about
Arrows.
that? She says, looking very,
Well, you're a ranger.
almost looking like she's very uncomfortable.
How far away is this keep?
No. Road to
Is it
Fort
on the
Reddick
map?
would head north. Travel up there a ways, and there'll be a bridge that crosses across the river. And then you go towards Skulls Crossing, which is the dam up the north, and you'll see a posted signpost that tells you where the keep is. And Shalelu just looks back at you, Thaven, and she just sort of says, look, I've heard them only by reputation. I'm interested to meet with them, but only by reputation. And I don't put hold in reputation until I see what I see. Absolutely, I fully
Is she happy to travel with us
she
if we go up there?
Well, why is that? I wonder.
Well, does anyone else have any other preferences? Otherwise, we
Is it your desire that I
Go to
travel
the keep?
with you, Thaven? She says, and smiles, and smiles.
most certainly. Oh, I smile back and tell her she raises the
Then
handsomeness of this
let
party
it be known
knowing.
that I am interested in travelling with you, especially.
Excellent. So am I. I love traveling with
She
me.
laughs a beautiful melodic elven laugh, and she says, "You're so funny, Thaven." She says, I wish I'd travelled with you earlier."
Maybe we
Ow!
maybe we should go to the inn for the night. I think I'm going to be sick.
Remember when Thaven used to write
I've
songs
heard
about
of
you,
a-
Maywin?
Oh,
I've heard of
Do
a
I
song about
remember?
Maywin's
I don't
pants.
particularly
Perhaps we
care
could be
for it,
working
so
on
my
Shilonu's
tablet
pants
later.
as your comeback sequel.
Exactly, yeah, and Miko's.
She's awfully overly friendly for an elf, I tell the paladin.
And given that Maywin's the other elf, for example, she's probably right.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, I might go and visit the
Okay.
priest at the church.
Okay,
for
the
Erastil.
religio types
And
head
I'll
off
be
to the
following
Church
you.
of
In charge of
Erastil, as it
town.
sounds like the other types may be heading to the tavern. To the inn, sorry, and then on to the tavern.
Exactly.
To be perfectly frank,
Yes,
Aaron
thank
is
you.
quite torn. He both wants to head to the tavern, but he also
Okay.
travelling to the temple.
So I'm
is
imagining the temple
important.
wins out over the tavern. Okay. I'm amazed, but
Does.
okay.
It does.
He's heard that Erastil does good communal wine.
Well, just so we're clear, we'll cover what a Rastal is and does and stuff. I'm fairly certain he's one of the gods of nature. Oh, he's the god of the hunt, I think. Your character was a
God of the hunt,
cleric
that's
of
right.
Rastal in the last one, wasn't he? Reign of Winter. Should just hand it over to you, Matt, to tell us
Right.
all about him, but let's face it, he was just a gloomy bastard that lost a girlfriend. Rastal, pronounced Rastil, is one of the oldest gods still worshipped in Avestan. His religion dates back before the Age of Darkness, when small farming communities and hunter-gatherers prayed to him for bountiful harvests and successful hunts. He is god of the hunt and farming, leading his followers by example and good deeds rather than flowery rhetoric. So there you go. There's a Rastal for us. Also, god of the Lovelorn, I've heard. You two head off to the chapel. It's actually quite a nice affair. It's the largest building in town and easily seen when it was pointed out. And as you arrive, you sort of see a man working amongst the pews and adornments of the chapel, and he's a big fella. Quite round and rotund, and he looks up as you enter in a time that most people would not normally come to sort of congregate or offer their blessings, etc. And he looks up with interest at you and walks down directly towards you and opens his arms. He says, blessings be, my brethren, and he looks across at your livery, and he says, brothers and sisters from the priest of from the worship of Sarenrae, I welcome thee. Yes. Sorry, it
brothers.
was dark and shadowy, and I wasn't sure. My name is Malin Shreed. I am the tender of this fine Church of Erastil, and also the tender of this flock of the people of Turtleback Ferry. I am the mayor, and this is also not only just a church to Erastil, but the town hall as well. what brings such visitors, especially one so
Ah,
important and forceful as a paladin of Sarenrae? And he looks in awe at Arvin.
we're merely out doing Sarenrae's work in the community, and we've come upon your town. We hear it's very waterlogged presently.
The rain is
perhaps in
indeed
need of a little
persistent.
sunshine.
And I will tell you that your arrival may be exceptionally fortuitous. I have sent word, a letter in fact, towards Magnamar, who look after this town of sorts, asking for help. I don't believe it could have possibly reached Magnamar yet. So I'm amazed to see people of your caliber arrive in town.
Well, certainly, we are here to help the communities of Magnamar.
Well,
So,
it seems that
service do you require?
this rain is persistent and ill-omened. We normally have word from, well, let me start. The rains have been here for 2 to 3 weeks now, and they have been solid, which is unseasonal but not unexpected, not overly unusual. However, there is word from those within the town that there are dire beasts that wander the edges of the forests that normally would be handled by the keep of Fort Rennick. The Black Arrows that are a group of very capable rangers, very dour, perhaps not the most friendly folk, but they are a group of rangers that we have come to rely on keeping ourselves protected. Magnamar offers us protection in word, and Fort Rannick was set up at their behest, but the rangers of the Black Arrows are the ones that actually look after us. And it seems that there are beasts that we would not expect to be seeing at the edges of the forest that normally these rangers keep away. Also, anecdotally, and it could all be just complete, honest issues that are happening, but I've got to say that normally we see a retinue in from Fort Rennick, from the Black Arrows, once every week or so, and since the rains have started, we just haven't heard anything from them at all. Nobody's been here. It's been over 3 weeks now, and not a single soul has arrived. That, compounded by the problem of our recent loss within the town, has got us all completely and utterly worried.
A recent loss? What has happened?
The wondrous woman that used to run the Paradiso, it was a gambling den, admittedly, but a gambling den that brought quite a bit of money into the town itself. It used to be a barge that was out upon the lake out there, the lake whose name I totally know, he says, because I lived beside it all of my life. And so, of course, I'd know the name of that lake, which is Claybottom Lake. Late one night, one of our lake goers who was travelling from the bottoms up to his home saw lights disappearing on the lake and flames burning as the barge, the Paradiso, which, again, gambling barge, not a big fan. However, the woman that ran it, totally know her name too. He says she had only recently recently come
see
to
this has had a
town,
great
but
effect on
established
you.
herself quite well over the past sort of 4 to 5 months. Her name would definitely have been... Oh, I'm so close, it hurts. Her name was... Not Bertha Butts, no.
Bertha Butts.
Lucretia.
Bella Butts.
Lucretia ran the
Martha.
Bella Butts.
the gambling den out on the rivers, and sort of became a well-known local figure in such a short time. And it was so horrible to hear that the dozen or so patrons and herself died in the conflagration out on the lake as the Paradiso went under. We indeed have tried
Were their
to go
bodies
out
recovered?
to the lake and do some recovery. However, it appears that the bodies are being feasted upon by horrendous creatures that have made any sort of recovery or diving down to the boat itself impossible. Good old Pink Eye has taken their
All
bodies to
that
himself.
gold just lying there.
Pink Eye is a large.
Pink eye.
We didn't know what started the fire.
So up until now, I would say that he was sort of like the monster of the lake that I did not necessarily believe on. However, we have sent people out to Clay Bottom Lake to have a look at that wreck, and they have lost people to a large animal underneath the waters. And so I believe that perhaps Pink Eye,
Right.
or even Black Magga, who may be making his way from Storval deep down this far now. Who knows? One of the monsters of the area is swallowing up anybody that gets close to it.
And how have the townsfolk taken this
There
loss?
were, of
many
course,
of
some
them
families affected, some of them
families
were
affected?
locals, but it is a strange thing. Lucretia herself was not a local per se. She arrived, she set up this gambling den. She started working in the community. It became a very popular place. But overall, we're all a little bit upset that this has happened. Like, I mean, we've lost so many people from the members of our town, and Lucretia brought in such money. Like, I mean, there were people that used to travel here just to go out on the gambling barge, and so over. Hey, you're not there. Only the
Any
religios
idea
are there.
how the fire started? Oh,
Read the chat. Ask how the
read
fire
the
started.
chat then.
Word
My
from
beeper
God.
just went off.
I received a telex.
I keep forgetting I'm not supposed to know y'all are even talking. Sorry.
And have you
As-
learned anything more
As
about this
as I mentioned,
fire? Was it
we
seems
sent out people
unusual
to try
given
and
the
look at the
rain?
wreck, and we have people that could pinpoint where the wreck is, but unfortunately, none have been able to reach the wreck.
Mm. And apart from this odd rain, did
It
the
was
rain start at
already,
about the same time as
raining
this
when
fire?
the fire came down. The rain itself and the loss of, well, no, now he sort of nods a couple of times and he looks up and sort of seems to be trying to remember something. He goes, you know what? He says, I believe it started raining just before the fire began. But I'm sure it's only a coincidence.
Brother Siren, do you have any other questions? Or should we think about making some offerings to this town to assist them?
Don't know what else our good friend here can offer us. When was the last time that the Rangers came down and spoke at the town hall?
Could you repeat that question, he says? I'm not sure I quite understand it.
Well,
Correct.
the Rangers
yes.
have been acting as pseudo-guardians of this town for
Yes,
some
correct.
time, haven't they? And this is the town hall, yes? And there would be some interaction between the citizenry
But the
here
Rangers,
and
more
those Rangers,
more
one
than
would
anything,
think.
coming in what do you call it when it's not an official? In an unofficial manner. They come down, they gain supplies, they take the supplies back to the keep, or sorry, to the fort. And some of them do, yes, but
They
mainly
spend
it's
their R&R here, do they?
rangers being rangers. They try and stay out of civilised areas most of the time. However, most of the Turtles Parlour, the tavern in the town, which I'm sure you'll be staying at in a lovely position, they're run by Seston Orlandi. He's a lovely fellow. I'm sure you'll enjoy every moment of your stay there. Most of his business came from the Rangers, and then they would go to the inn largely, more than the sort of gambling den or anything like that. But it was all mostly unofficial. They'd come down, they'd spend time at the tavern or the inn, and then they'd head to the general store and gather stock and supplies, and then they would travel back up to the fort. Oh, weekly.
But they were here relatively regularly.
Every
Until about 3 weeks
Fires
ago.
Day they would arrive, and they would stay the eve, and then they would travel back the next day, loaded up with goods for the fort.
And aside from the barge burning on the lake, have there been any other unusual
not
deaths
necessarily
in town
deaths,
of late?
although we do have one missing farmer that sort of disappeared near the edge of the forest, though that could be put down by the rise in these creatures that seem to have appeared, larger sort of bears and predators that normally are handled by the rangers.
You're not having to bury
Gives you a
anybody
bit
with
of an
any unusual
eyeball
marks of
remark.
late?
Says, what do you mean?
Well, it seems to be a few strange things going on, and we've come from Magnamar, and we've seen a few strange things along the way as well. There's a lot of strange happenings that seem to be happening in Varisia. And
It's quite strange, really.
quite strange,
I
very strange.
have not put.
But one of the things that we have noticed is occasionally dead turning up, well, people turning up, obviously, dead,
well,
with
of
unusual
those
markings
that
on
I've
them.
put to rest, I couldn't say that anything was horribly unusual for them. Well, no. But
Horribly
it sounds
unusual.
like it.
Unusual,
You bring
but not
this up as
horribly
if it's
unusual.
some travesty or something completely out of the ordinary. I would not say that. There has been, admittedly, the occasional tattoo that I've seen that is unusual, maybe? I don't know. Of the two
Has the
people that
tattoo been the
I am
same each time you've
immediately
seen it?
thinking of, it was a similar tattoo, yes, but that's they were friends. Perhaps it was some kind of friendship or some sign of friendship.
Was
Oh,
the tattoo a 7-pointed star?
sets himself back a bit. He says, yes, indeed. A 7-pointed star was exactly it. Oh.
How long ago?
Probably over the past few months. Yes,
Hmm.
yes, definitely before the rain. I
But
don't
definitely
think I've
before
put
the
anybody
rain.
to rest since the rain. We've had a memorial service, of course, for the people out on the lake, but there are no remains to actually commit to Brother Erastil.
Hmm. Are there any artisans skilled in the performing of these inking of the flesh? In
Are there
town?
any official tattooists? Is that your question? No, there are none. Though it is not uncommon for people of the lake to
Yes.
take to themselves with tattooing.
Oh, well. Perhaps, Brother Sire,
Certainly,
we
if you
should
say
just
some prayers to
sit a
Sarah and
while
Ray for
in
those that were lost
contemplation
upon the
and
lake, it would be most appreciated.
Certainly.
Of course,
Certainly.
I am remiss. What is it that brings you to Turtleback?
we're investigating these
Well, if
strange things.
if it is of any help to you,
Very
or your
strange.
I assume you have further companions. Your people of the cloth tend to travel with others. Is that the truth here? Then, if that's the case, then if any
There are some people who
sort
travel
of
with us.
if any sort of blessings are needed to be done, or callings upon the gods, then please feel free to consider me an avenue of assistance.
And we shall consider our options and perhaps either investigate these other strange happenings
Very
a
good,
bit for
very
you. They
good. It is hard to
may be
think with this damned
associated with what
rain
we...
pelting down upon my head, but it is good to know that there are people from Magnamar who know where Turtleback Ferry is and know its import. Of course, of course.
Thank you.
Can I just ask this one last thing? Is there space here in your church for simple lodgings?
I prefer to keep it to only those that require assistance because they have fallen upon hardship. It would be remiss of me to offer
I understand. In
lodgings to
respect.
you, which would take away income that would come into our normal tavern. I feel solidly of the belief that you should attend the Turtles Parlour and purchase rooms there. But trust me, if you need assistance of any kind
I
of
understand.
divine help, then come see me and I will be more than willing to assist you.
All right,
Excellent.
come brother, let's
Okay.
return
You
to
make
our
your way to the
colleagues.
Turtles Parlour,
Certainly.
which is a tavern run by a gentleman, Seston Orlandi is his name. He's not the brightest or the cheeriest of people that you have ever encountered. And in fact, I might skip across. Libby, you back? Yep. Okay. So we'll skip across to
Yes.
Maewyn and Thaven and Shalelu. As you first arrive, you sort of set yourself up in the tavern. You head to the inn, the Turtles Parlour, and you're met by a dark-haired man with a sort of... He manages a smile, but you can see it pains him as he does. Says, welcome to Turtleback Ferry. I am Seston Orlandi, your tavern keeper. Not tavern, sorry, bloody inn. I'll get it right sooner or later. The Turtles Parlour. And how may I be helping you? I assume that you'd be wanting to have rooms? For how long would you be staying in our fine establishments of Turtleback Ferry? Well, come to that. What's your purpose here in the ferry?
None of your business.
Oh, one day at a
Saying
time.
one
he
day at a
nods
time. We're
down
not
and he
sure
sort
what
of
our
looks down
plans
in
for the
his
near
book and he
future
goes,
are.
yes, well, we are pushed for certain locations and certain rooms. One day at a time comes at 5 gold pieces a night. Well, we are the only...
Fine, we'll go somewhere else less salubrious.
we are the only
Fine,
accommodation
we'll build
within
our own
Turtleback
tavern and
Ferry.
go into competition with.
And, you know, if you can't commit to a good stay or a long stay, then 5 gold pieces is the particular rate per night, per bed. Well, I'm
We could
sure
just stay
you
in
could, but it
tents.
won't be much
go.
comfort to you with knowing that
Oh.
this rain has been here for over 17 days now. Solid.
Yes, and it won't be much comfort to you as we walk out the door. and
Fine,
you
I
can't get any
can
money
see
from
your
us at
point
all.
there. Yes, but we are very well pushed for accommodation in this highly sought after town. But I do understand where you're coming from, so perhaps we could lower that price to say, I'm willing to give such a fine looking group, and he gives a
Especially when you have such a superb entertainer as myself.
how about 3 gold
Heroes.
pieces a night?
And we are heroes of whatever that place was.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Then I shall sign you up
I
for
think
a
think
double.
we could
He
live
looks
with
at
that.
Thaven and Shillelagh. And a single. He looks at Maewyn.
No, we need 2 rooms,
2 doubles and 2 singles.
2 doubles and
Very well. Well, they're all the same price, but per bed 2 gold pieces each. I thought I was getting a feeling there. He looks across at Shillelagh and Thaven.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay, so 2
But
gold
I am
pieces
hopeful.
per night.
Oh, wait, there's only 5 of us. So that would be 1 double room and 1 double room with a single in it as well. Anyway,
What are you assuming about?
don't you guys sleep together? You holier than thou types?
We're not there. We're not there. We're not there.
Okay, so you guys sort out, and he shows you your rooms, and you put your bits and
Anyway.
pieces away, hands you keys, etc., and you head your way up to the bottoms up to enjoy the tavern's fare for the evening. So around about that time that you and Brother Arvin appear, Siron, and you're met by the same gentleman. This Ceston Orlandi. As you walk in, he says, seems to be a very busy evening for the inn this evening. Are you looking for rooms?
Oh yes.
Yes, Mr. Orlandi, I presume. We've been sent down by the
Oh yes. What's
father of
his name?
Arestal, the mayor of town. We've been visiting with him this
He
afternoon.
goes, Malin Shreed. No,
I've
that's
forgotten.
Malin Shreed.
Mayor
Groberus has magnimised me.
Mayor
Malin Shreed.
He smiles and he looks at you. Just
that's
tricking
right.
with you,
I'm
of course. New people, new faces. Great to have you here. 5 gold pieces a night. Per bed.
I will walk in and from the bar.
You're really breaking up, Kevin. You're almost
There's-
Aquaman breaking
there.
up.
Yeah.
The
I
tavern's a
didn't even
different
get
building
any of
to the
that.
north.
There's a tavern for the drinking, not. I'm probably the tavern celebrating.
Something about Shailulu and a bed.
I have no idea what you said.
However,
No.
if you're at the tavern, which you probably are, you're to the north of them at the moment. So yes, 5 gold pieces a night. Sorry, there's such demand on the location this evening. Unless, of course, you're going to stay for a longer period of time.
Yes.
We are the best accommodation
5
in
gold
town.
pieces. Why?
Does seem this suggestion that you're very busy seems a bit unusual given our conversations with Mr. Creed
Oh!
up at the church.
Oh, is he?
Tells me that you're not getting your usual visitors.
Yes, excellent. Great. So he sends new fare my way, but I can tell you now, let's not shoot the messenger, he says, and he steps back a bit. I have had 3 new clients just this afternoon, and I'm struggling with space. So 5 gold pieces.
Oh,
it's got to
point
be.
direction. Love to have a chat.
Well, they're at the tavern.
Oh,
That's
well,
to the
I'll
north
better
of
head
us.
up
If
to the bar
anybody
and
else
see who
comes
these new
in, there
people
might
are.
not actually be a location for you to sleep.
That's all right. That's all right. The brother
That sounds
at
highly
Rascal
unlike
has
him, but
promised me a
okay.
pew if I should need it.
Very well. If it's so be, if you're so certain that you will have a
All right.
bed.
Have you seen our colleagues arrived on a recent ferry?
That
2
would be
rangers
my
and a
3 new clients.
dancing
He
man.
says, 3 gold pieces a night. I
Right. Did you see where they went? We
believe
might
they
just
were
go and
heading
have
to
a
the
talk to
bottoms
them
up,
first
just
and
the building north.
work out what
directly from here.
accommodations have been secured.
No, they secured accommodation for themselves.
You sure they didn't secure accommodation for us already?
What? Oh, okay. Yes, apparently they did secure accommodation
Well,
for you.
I thought that's what I was
I've
doing.
just heard a disembodied voice in the back of my head, and
Sorry,
So
but
3 gold
that's what
pieces.
She
I
sends
thought
a
I told you,
telext.
that there are 5 of us.
It's
so
good.
we
Please
were-
tell us.
no, I'm fairly certain it was 3 gold pieces a bed, wasn't it?
Sure, it wasn't 2 gold pieces a bed.
2 gold pieces. Oh, did I?
Um,
Two.
2 gold pieces a
Wow.
bed.
You ended up saying
Amazing the
2.
effects of red wine has.
Yes.
2 gold pieces a night. Yes, that's exactly what we got down to. And your beds are already secured. Their rooms. Oh, actually, you've got the double.
All right. Well, fair enough.
Yes,
My brother here knows how to
I'm
sleep.
sure
on the
I've heard that's what you religious groups do.
That's not the first time you kicked out of bed. That's all right.
Okay, you make
Y'all can share.
no 2 gold pieces per bed.
floor. Hang on,
per
isn't
head.
it 2 gold pieces a
2
bed?
gold
That means
pieces.
it's 1 gold piece each. These rules keep changing.
They do. You might want to send another single bed up to that double room.
My head hurts. 2 gold pieces per person.
Better make that 2 singles then.
I'm
Just make it a
I'm
one-
seeing that there are
one room
5
of 2
people. This
singles,
guy's
one
ending
room
up with
of a
10
double
gold.
and a single. We girls together.
Good.
All right. Sounds fair to me.
You
Let's
do
go and
see-
catch up with our friends before this guy's head explodes.
You do see blood coming from his eyeballs.
With this rush of 5 people that he's had come to town.
Okay, so you head your way to the bottoms up and you find Shalelu sweet-talking Thaven at the bar, and Maewyn glowering at them from a table.
Yeah.
And the barkeep is a
All right,
halfling.
hey, straight up to the
He's
barkeep.
walking around
And
on a raised platform behind the bar.
Right.
Welcome, strangers, to the bottoms up, where
Very good.
The more you drink, the less you care. The more you drink, the less you care. I'm fairly certain that's the way it goes.
The more you
around
drink,
here,
the
he
more
says.
you're drunk.
Gives you a
Yeah.
big toothy smile. Dour bunch that comes in here, and you can see in here there's a bunch of sort of people wearing wolf skins, and there's sort of like you can see a corner that's almost cordoned off because the smell of fish coming from there is pretty bloody horrible. And you can see sort of other guys with skinners and traps and bows and sort of all sorts of things. It's quite a busy little establishment.
In this weather, a town like this needs a pick-me-up.
He looks
So
at your
I'll
gold
slap a
piece
gold piece down on the
and
table
the
and buy everyone a
30
drink.
odd people in the bar. He says, "You may want to triple that, son, because you know they do like their drinking around here."
Inflation.
Oh, so you're only delivering beer, not
It's
what
an
they normally
expensive
do.
beer
Okay.
you've got
I
going.
can't say that you're going to be terribly popular, but we'll put around a couple of flagons. Something hard that warms the heart.
what
and
do these
warms
people
the,
normally
the
drink
fires
here?
underneath the skin. Especially since this rain set in, it's winter, you know.
All right. That's fine. I'll still
He
intend to
nods
buy
and
everyone a
starts
drink, and
pouring
if
out
3
drinks.
gold is what it takes,
Drinks
then
on
let's
the
do it.
old tin can from some place, and he points at your livery, and you hear somebody across the table, one of the fishermen, go, "That's Sarin Ray, you ignoramus." He goes, yeah, drinks for everybody from the tin can from Sarin Ray," says the halfling, and he starts pouring out sort of whiskies and rums for the people who all make their way up, and they sort of start slapping you on the back. "Good job, stranger. Nice work."
Like the sound.
Yeah, excellent.
Excellent.
Okay, so what's happening in the bar apart from that?
Well,
Yeah.
after watching these two for a few minutes, I think I'll get up and wander around and talk to some of those who have like the traps
Okay.
and skins and stuff,
You
and
go over
see
and
what I
you
can
make your
find
way
out
to a
about these
gentleman
beasts.
who sort of appears to be a trapper by sort of basically all looks at him and goes, "Ah, Cesario, nice to make your acquaintance. I have had my eye upon you as you entered the door. Ah, such beauty is unusual in such a small town like Turtleback Ferry.
Why is
May I
that?
buy you a drink, or perhaps spend that tin cans coin upon yourself?"
It depends. I'm looking for
Ah,
information
yes,
about
Cesario
what
Pompeius
this-
is full
I've
of
been hearing about
information,
these
my love.
beasts in the
What is
forest.
it that you wish to hear about the beasts that bother the trappers? For I have been cheated out of many stoles' skins this evening because of the bears that are normally taken care of by the Black Arrows. Of course, they are large, they have many teeth, they wish to eat my
Preferably
face
the
off,
truth about
but I
them.
am quicker than they. I attempt to get in and to check my traps, but I am unable to get more than perhaps 15-20 yards inside the edges of the forest. The beasts have turned and come and taken our traps and eaten the animals that we have spent our hard-earned sweat and toil on capturing. No. The Black Arrows
Do they
are efficient
normally-
in their job
Are they
as much
normally
as we
this
would
close
hate
the
to
town?
offer them the praise that they are yet deserved, but they generally keep these creatures well and truly away from the edges of the forest where we make our honest trade. Seen whom? Yes,
And you've seen
I
them,
barely managed to get out of there with my life, and
the
he sort of
beasts.
bears. Wow, that's a really bad pun. He lifts up his tunic and you can see that there is a bear claw slash across his back that is festering away quite nicely.
Well, I see you are
my
telling me the
name,
truth.
of
You might
course,
wanna have
which
that
I
looked
remember
at.
quite facetly. Cesario will always be okay. He says, I have stout of constitution. My fort saves are good. Yes.
Can I
Okay.
see this interaction going on? Very good.
Ah,
I wander
thank
over.
you for noticing, my friend, but it is
That's
nothing
a nasty
compared
wound
to
you've
what
got on
I
your back
gave
there.
back. He looks at you and he says,
Sure. Let me
why?
tend to that for you.
Ah, no, Cesario is strong of
Well,
fortitude.
it's a
Plus 2 to
festering
my saves.
wound. Right. Okay.
Hey, you are making me look good.
Put a hand
Look
on his
bad in
shoulder.
front of my lady friend here.
And say to him,
Oh no, this is a dear friend
Hmm.
of mine.
Then
I'm
if
sure
it
he
is
can do
okay
wonders
with
for
my
you.
new lady friend here, then I shall allow
If
you
you
to
but
fondle
let him.
me, good sir.
all right.
Okay.
Let Sarenrae burn that infection out of you, and I can't
Don't
feel
let
the
And
wounds
he
on him.
heal his
Don't let
wounds.
the paladin hear
Quite
you say that.
perfunctory. And he stands up and he holds up his glass. He says, a toast to Sarenrae and her servants, who seem to have been here to assist us where the rangers of the Black Arrow may not. There is a sad, lonely paladin that goes huzzah, huzzah, huzzah in the background, whilst other people tend to ignore Cesario. Of course. Do you not wish to sit and
Thank
have
you
a
for
drink
the
with me now,
information.
pretty lady?
Let me come back with a couple of bottles of wine for you. Maywin, be back shortly.
Ah, bless Sarenrae again. He holds up his thing. Excellent. Excellent.
Well,
You'll find that Cesario
sure, I'll have a
is
drink with
a
you.
charming, charming man who can keep you in fur coats for the remainder of your life. I know I keep switching between Italian
You certainly have an odd
and
accent for this little
Russian,
town.
but that's all good. Oh, yes, I will be making it up in the moment.
I look forward to hearing more of your background.
I go up to the bar. I buy 3 bottles of red wine. Pay whatever it costs. Put 2
six
tables
silver
in front of.
pieces.
Put 2 on the table in front of Maywin and take a third
Ah,
bottle for
indeed.
myself.
Thank you, Sauron.
There we go. I paid the 6 silver pieces.
I guess I misunderstood, but I thought.
Oh,
there were,
yes, well, of
like,
course, there are
strange
ogres
beasts
and all
in the
sorts,
forest.
but
Was it just
thank
beasts, like
goodness I have not run
forest
across
beasts?
their kind just yet. Until such time as we
Just
find out
yet. Are you
what has
planning
come
on
of the black arrows, I do not intend to be setting any traps, my lady. Well, that is a matter
What
of
do you
conjecture,
suppose
is it
happened
not?
to us, Black
I
Arrows?
hope nothing bad, for they are saviors of Turtleback Ferry. We are in grave danger if the broken black arrows have fallen. Oh, nobody is saying anything. Nothing has come of it. Nobody has headed up
Well,
to
what are
the
people saying?
fort. If the black arrows have suffered, then there is no one here brave enough to travel up there. Well, there is a reason that the fort was placed
Why
there
is
by
it so
Magnemar.
dangerous? Because of the
That
beasts?
reason is because there are ogres that live within the forests, and they have always been a problem, a pest. The fort itself, they fight back these ogres, and there is always, argument, conflict between the two. But so far, the black arrows have always been the greater of the two. There are many crossbreeds, you would say, in the forests up there.
And
Well, no, not since
and yet none of the
the
ogres
fort has been
found
put
their
in
way
place.
down
But
to the town.
I say ogres, but really amongst the forests there it is more half-breeds. Ogrekin. Those that the ogres have been wedded with a human wife. Oh, no one as capable as
Certainly
you,
it
my
wasn't
love.
an elf.
I can see how you are a formidable
Somebody else is
woman,
going to be singing songs
one
about
that
Merlin's pants
no
soon.
one should ever tame. But one could hope to.
I'm going to bed.
I can't think of anything else to ask him other than, well, I thank you very much for sharing the information and the drink. My compatriots and I
Very
have come a long
well.
way. We should
You
return
find
to
the Turtle's
inn
Parlor is a
soon.
wondrous place. I do not know if you wish for me to purchase another pillow? Indeed! Another pillow would make you far more comfortable, would it not, my love?
Pillow?
Yeah, and breakfast in the morning.
My
I
heart
sleep on the
races
floor,
at the
but thank you
thought.
very much.
I will leave my contact details at the tavern for you tomorrow. And he lets you go. And you all go away and have a lovely night's rest at the Turtle's Parlor. Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Well, Shalailu seems
hope
very
not.
fond of you, however, she does intend to sleep in her own bed that evening. No, Shalailu's not terribly fond of that idea
I
either and
figured the
gets her room
girls
by
will sleep
herself.
together, right?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, okay.
Well,
she got a room
You
by
know, the
herself.
double beds. As you arrive at the double bed, you
I
find
get a
the
double bed all my
priest and
own.
paladin of Saren Race cuddled up in that. Oh, do you? Okay. I don't. Well,
But we have
Shalala
another
has made her
room
way
with
to
a
her
double
own
bed and
room.
a single, right?
Largely because she doesn't like the way that Maywin's been looking at her the entire trip on the boat. I might just slice her open and find out what makes her tick.
Something up with that girl.
Anyway. So the next day you all awaken, which is a
Still
good
think you should
thing.
detect evil.
And you meet at the Bottoms Up for breakfast for victuals. Okay.
So make plans and get ready to travel north to the keep.
Yeah.
Also, probably work on the assumption that the bridge will be flooded out.
I've got the grappling hook and some rope.
Yep.
Yes.
Also,
We'll tell them the
grappling
story of the gambling boat as well that went up in flames if they haven't heard that story.
I also have a grappling arrow, so that'll help.
Not that going anywhere that involves swimming is one of my favourite pastimes.
Oh no, that's a bad idea.
What is my slam? Oh, +8, not too bad.
Okay.
Glug, glug, glug.
Should we see if the mayor wants to send a
No, it's
message or
just,
anything to
Okay,
the Rangers?
first things first, I
take
want
with
everybody
us?
to give me a perception check.
Okay, we got
Oh, that's got to drag that down to my hotkeys. F6.
Okay, that's everybody, righto. Righto, so, yeah. Good work. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so you start after having a hearty breakfast. You start heading towards the northern road that leads itself up out of Turtleback Ferry towards Fort Rennick. It moves along that river, which I think I mentioned the name of before. I think it was Skull River.
Yeah, that doesn't sound foreboding at all.
no.
Yes, so, oh god, no, that doesn't give me anything at all. The other Varisia map that I had is much better, so I might share this with people as well. Okay, so right click on it, Libby.
Oh,
And,
now
and
that
there
happened
is,
again. Everything just weird.
you can see resize, which is directly to the right.
Right click gives an arrow, close window, close pointer,
And that still doesn't help me.
resize, adjust vertical.
Yeah, if you go up to the 2 o'clock, no, 2 o'clock position, you should be. No, you don't have it on this one. Anyway, like I said, if you can find
I see it. I found it.
what's the control
It's
key
the,
on a Mac?
Control key, Kevin.
It just was too small. Never mind. I just made the window bigger and then everything's okay.
Yeah, they do.
What's the picture?
I didn't think Macs had a control
Varisia
key.
map, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't
What's
have what
the
I
name of the
wanted in
map?
it anyway. There is a map somewhere that has what I want on it, which is why I know
Okay.
what the bit was.
I just had the whole window too small. And you cut off everything. Anyway, where was I?
This that other fort. What was the fort? Not
Mm-hmm.
the keep. The back when we were back in Magnamar, they were talking
Fort
about some
Rennick.
fort.
Yep.
Well, was that the keep?
The Fort Rennick is the same place. Yeah,
Same place.
Keep is the same place. That's where the Rangers are supposed to be, apparently.
Give
Okay.
this a run for its money. can all see that. Turtleback Ferry moves up across the river. There's Fort Rennick
Yeah.
We
just
can.
up there.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Turtleback Ferry. There it is. Fort Rennick. There it is. Are we going to Fort Rennick or are we going to the
Yes.
keep? Is that the keep?
Yes.
Okay, so you travel. It takes
Oh, I
you
thought it was
about
two different
3
things.
miles before you actually turn and cross a bridge that has been set across the Skull River. And you see as you sort of head towards the area, you can see a okay, no, that's not what I want. Okay, so you cross the bridge, which is about 3 miles north of Turtleback Ferry. And as you're crossing the bridge, just as you reach the other side, I would like you all to give me another perception test. Do you?
I know there's a troll.
It's a bridge. There's got to be a troll.
Jesus.
Oh,
Unfortunately, poor old Sauron's not the one that
So
is.
Renray is with us today, brother.
that's right.
It's good old Arvin. Arvin, you, as you cross the bridge, you hear a sound, a yowl of pain. Almost it sounds like a large cat, like a tiger or a puma or something like that, was calling out in pain. You just sort of catch it on the edge of your senses. It seems to be into the forest somewhat.
Oh, is it up ahead of us?
Yes.
And the ranger.
Yep.
As we go across the bridge, so the other side of the river from Turtleback Ferry, yeah. Well, I'll turn to the ranger and say, "Did you hear that? There's a beast in pain up ahead."
I didn't hear it. What kind of beast did it sound like?
Oh,
Shillelagh?
some sort of feline creature.
Sauron, you heard
Shillelagh,
something,
did
but
you
you
hear it?
dismiss it. Yeah. Oh, Shillelagh. Oh,
Right.
shit, that's
Okay.
right,
I-
I'm here, aren't I?
Shillelagh.
She says, going, yay, me, Shillelagh.
I don't think you
Hang
trust
on.
her.
Need to make a check. Perception. That's right. Let me.
I'm not sure
rewind
whether I heard
my
anything.
memory
Let me
of
just
such
check.
things. No, didn't hear a thing, she says.
Well,
Not
everybody,
that she'd tell you anyway.
perhaps we should be on guard.
Well, we should have at least go and have a look. Something's going on up there.
If my brother says something's going on, something's going on.
Okay. You head into the forest, being led by the
Well, let's
great
go. Ready for
paladin
bear.
and known survivalist. Arvin Gildas, he leads you in the direction of where you should be going.
Well, I've survived this far. What are you getting at?
Perhaps you tell me which way to go.
Okay, you lead into the forest as you
I'll follow Shillelagh.
sort of head a bit further in. I try and find some stuff. Stuff is good to find. There we go. Okay, so as you move forward, because that's really quite bad, you come through the forest and you see a creature stuck in a bear trap.
Evil hunters.
Firearm. And I suppose I better have Shalalo in there, shouldn't I?
You should.
What kind of creature is it?
Something that's not happy.
It's gonna have big claws.
Maybe.
It's probably an owlbear.
Okay.
But one of those
so
cuddly
you
ones that
see
everybody
that the
seems to
creature
like.
itself is
Or a
is
bear owl.
large, sort of
Yeah.
perhaps cougar of some form. Is there an image of that? And as you approach,
Use your
it,
beast friend powers.
apparently don't have a picture of it. No.
Well, I can use my wild empathy to improve an attitude, or I can use my spell to calm a creature.
Oh, here comes a picture. No, it's just a.
No, it's a combat map.
And you
That's
see that
loading.
it's got its hind leg caught in
Oh, there we go.
in a bear
Fire
trap, and
pelt
as it sees
cougar.
you, it kind of tries to pull itself towards you, but it's obviously in some kind of distress.
Shall I calm it?
That would be a good idea.
Yes.
What spell are
Well,
you
good,
using?
because it's the first time I'll be able to use a spell.
Calm animals.
And I don't know how
right.
to do that. It's called Calm Animals. 2d4 plus level HD of animals is all I really know. And I don't know anything about casting a spell. Renders them
I just
docile and
texted
harmless.
my wife the words "calm animals." Hang on.
Wait, this has to be an ordinary animal.
Hopefully it is.
Those with intelligence scores of 1 or 2, so
Calm
probably
animals.
not.
Okay.
That's the spell. I have ability of wild empathy,
Mm.
which can
Spell
improve
soothes
the
and quiets
attitude.
animals, rendering them docile and harmless. Only ordinary animals can be affected by the spell. The subjects must be of the same kind and no more than 2d4 plus caster level. Righto, so you should have under your character sheet a cast button. So you go to actions, calm animals.
Okay.
You click on the little magnifying glass and there's a cast button. Yeah, you click on
I
on the
see it.
cast button.
So what do I
Awesome.
do?
It
Just
says
cast it?
Just
press that
cast calm animals. Alright, grab 2d4 and roll them for me. If you right click on the d4s, yep,
How do you get 2?
so you can handle up to 5 hit dice.
There we go. Got it.
Okay. You see you cast your spell trying to calm the beast, but it seems to pull at the bear trap even more, as if it wants to get towards you. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Try your wild empathy then.
Okay.
Okay, so Maywin just
And
did
ask Shalala if she
we'll
wants to
move
help.
into
Shall I?
turn by turn actions for no particular reason. So Maywin's cast a spell. Arvin, what are you doing?
Sure.
Oh, not that I have any particular.
I have a premonition.
You have a premonition.
Yes.
I have some capacity in handle animals, so I might try and make a handle animal move to see if
Okay.
I can calm the beastie down enough to remove the trap.
So you're going to approach it?
Yeah.
I shall approach it with my handling animal skills.
Brave man. I'll write a song about you.
Ye of little faith.
Okay, so you approach it. Are you gonna show your approach on the map at all? Oh, hang on. Oh, I haven't locked things down.
Oh. Sorry, I hadn't realised that. Ah, now I see. That map has managed to get itself over. Crossing my double screens. That's why I couldn't see it.
Mr. Stay Puffed is
So you
happy.
say you're crossing the streams.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
why are you
don't
moving
cross the
Maewyn? It's
streams.
Maewyn moving Maewyn. Right.
I'm
not
moving
moving
Maewyn.
Maewyn. I
No,
can only
not
move
if
20 feet,
you're
so
using
I
a
shall
skill,
move
you
to
don't.
there. And I will double move because, hey, I'm trying to get to this injured beast.
No, you can start sort of using handle animal from
Well, I
that.
can't. I presume I have to get close enough to do it, don't I? Oh, I'll start doing it from there. I was assuming I would have to get closer. Then I will use my handle animal skill.
15. Look at that. That's like you even knew the target number. As you approach
15.
the creature, the cougar that's pulling at the thing, you can see that it's got in its eye and its manner that a pure understanding, or you can purely understand that this creature is a trained animal. In fact, in your opinion, it's probably somebody's animal companion.
Ah.
Ambush.
Do you kill the
Okay.
rest of us?
I'll have to grab hold of Shilalu and hug her.
I'll say it appears to be a companion animal of some kind.
Perhaps one of the rangers?
Well, rangers do
Okay.
often travel with such
And
companions.
then you hit the down button. Good work.
Which you could have put onto your hotbar and
I
press
could have.
function
That
key.
I've got it on my hotbar now. Okay, Thaven, that would be your turn.
It would be my turn. Right. Well, I'm standing on guard,
Okay, you
protecting
stand with Shillelagh,
Shilalu's
keeping your eyes
precious
peeled.
behind.
Eyes and ears peeled for anything that may surprise you. And then you click the down button. Sure,
Yes.
that too. So,
No, I hit the F8 button.
All right. I move also in this general direction, but I'm having heard what Brother Arthur has said, I'm keeping my eye out for if this is a companion animal, where it's
okay. Well, at that point,
where its
I'm going to
person
ask for a
is.
perception
So I'll
test
be
from each of you.
perceiving as I wander. Why is that not working?
Oh, Shillelagh. Okay, that's it.
And then I will hit the down button.
Shut that bit down. Okay. Okay, you all start hearing a sound. It sounds like a voice, deep, gravelly voice, and you also hear the baying of wolves or dogs of some form, and you hear the voices singing about grind, 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 push the cat's bones through the sieve and eat its flesh. Grind, 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 let's eat the pussy cat. Grind, 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 let's eat the pussy cat. As it runs.
I quickly scribbled down some notes.
But
That's
that's what you
right.
see coming towards you. Somewhere
This is
coming
truly
from the west.
A bardic song for the ages.
Dead cat 3 times.
So yeah, okay, sorry. Turn stuff.
Right.
The pussycat, the big fire-pelt cougar seems to be quite concerned by that and is moving toward or trying to move towards you, but you can see it's pathetically caught by a thing, and then you see Shalelu suddenly
gonna-
realise she's a ranger and think, oh, that's an animal in distress. I better start moving, because that's what I'd do. Oh.
Damn right. Why are there two
That's a,
Not
that's a
that I
good question.
can't handle
Hang
that.
on.
I'm gonna run up to it. Think.
There we go. Righto, Moen. Okay. Move
I'm
yourself.
gonna say that must be one Ranger's
Okay,
companion. I'm gonna
rush.
run right up to it.
Nope. Arvin.
Can I do anything after I've gone that far?
No. I shall
To the west.
continue moving up there. Where was the direction of this song coming from? To the west. To the west.
Well,
Right.
regardless of the
I
amount of
can't
trees
see-
that aren't shown on here, you're actually
can't
moving
see
through the
anything
forest.
yet,
To
so
advise
I
that
shall-
much.
Can yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
not
I
good
shall
It seems very appreciative of
attempt
it. And you see
to
it actually
continue
sits
to
itself down as
placate
you
this
tell
poor
it
creature.
to sort of sit and calm.
Excellent.
Oh, I was supposed to be getting a +2 on everything because I'm in the forest.
I'd just like to point out to you, Rangers, this is how rangering is done.
Um, I'm going to
Okay.
use my newly purchased
Sounds
wand
good.
of
You do
shield to
that,
throw a shield on myself.
and it becomes.
And then I hit the F8 button.
Can't believe you threw shield on yourself and not on Shailu.
I'm getting there.
Sauron.
It's only a new relationship. You can't waste the spells.
Not spell-worthy.
All right. I continue moving in the general direction of everybody, and as in doing so, I'll cast Bless. Let's target you.
Okay.
Even the fire pelt cougar is a ally today.
Yeah, thanks to my handling of the animal.
That's right.
Yeah, I calmed it.
Where's the spell? Come on, give me the spell. Actions. Let's cast less. No, I don't want the
I'm about
information
to
about it.
let
Just
it go.
cast it. There we go. There we go. Everybody should now. Why does everybody not have
It
the?
should.
Why doesn't it automatically apply?
Good.
All right, must be one of those things that's coming in the new version.
No, it should work in
He
this
did. He
version.
did say it says Sauron cast
Maybe
Blessed
somebody else-
Favor.
Press the right
Sauron
button.
cast Blessed Favor Helguva.
There may be more than one
So
button.
it
There may-
should be applying. It's just not. So Sauron, you're the only one I haven't blessed yet. Okay, it's done. Click the damn button. Righto, the creature now seems to be quite. It looks
not gonna
down
hit
at its
F8.
leg several times as if it's waiting for you to release it. Shillelagh is quite embarrassed by the fact that she was not at the beast's side as she should be, and rushes towards its side. Ooh, Maywin. Okay, you
Bit
attempt
later.
to release the cougar from its
Oh, cat.
I'll release the
bear
cougar.
trap. Give me either a strength check or a disable device check.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
not disable device.
Okay.
So you
You
just
try
roll your
as hard as
strength.
you can, but you find that the device itself is way too strong for you, and you cannot release the cougar. Press the down button.
I need some
dear.
help. Somebody get up here.
All right. I shall come into the cougar. And given that that was obviously difficult, I'm going to have to find some.
Oh, it depends on what he's doing.
Can I help him? Can we do it together?
Thought we had a crowbar. Trying to wedge something into the trap. Well, yes. So if it's already been that heavy, then I'll wait for some assistance. We might need to try and work together to do it. So I shall wait and see if anyone has a.
Yeah.
He's too far away.
No, none of that will work.
Charm of Opening would do a lovely job on it.
No.
Yeah, I just found it in my inventory and just thought that after I decided not to do anything yet.
By the way, you can
Next
all
to-
steadily hear this noise getting
Right.
louder from the west
What
as
have I
well.
got? Still. Hi. Yeah. No, that's going to work. Righto. In that case, I will throw false life on myself.
You weren't moving at all? Okay. Sarah,
And then press F8.
still from the west?
No.
All right, we can still hear the chanting. What direction is it coming from?
West.
All right. I move.
What was the range of that place?
All right.
50 feet. Oh, good.
30 feet.
Uh,
normal.
50 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I shall move there. I can still hear the noises.
Oh,
And
hello.
I shall now
What's the radius of
cast
that?
obscuring mist
On
around
yourself?
us. 20-foot radius. On myself, casting on myself, and providing a bit of cover for the cougar and
No, it's
ourselves
totally
while
unlike Matt.
we get the poor creature free.
Very smart.
It's like you got a useful party member for a change.
Yes.
Most excellent.
Okay, the cougar is
Oh,
sitting there waiting to be released. Shalelu moves up and she gives you a wink, Arvin, as if she's ready to help. Maewyn. Okey-dokey.
So
Arvin.
let's all three pull on this
Well,
thing.
I'm
and throw
assuming
it
you're
out
going
of
with the person that's got the most strength, which is Arvin.
there. How do we do?
And so,
All right. Yeah. Arvin gives Shaylee a wink back.
okay,
and
which
pulls a
immediately
child bloke in the
releases
backpack
the
and uses
cougar
one of those
itself.
charges.
Oh.
Righto. So that's your move and action. So Thaven.
Yay.
Okay. There's a big mist that's shown up.
Hiding
There's a
behind that
big
truck,
mist that's
amongst
shown
many.
up.
And
That's right.
eh?
Lots of pussy eating, apparently.
Yes, yes. I wouldn't want to go in there. You never know what's going on.
Kill the pussycat. Eat, eat, eat.
I'm
Anyway,
speechless.
hitting the down button, I'm sure, is what you're really wanting to do. I know
No,
it's
I'm going
unusual.
through my options. The cleric's set a high bar. Come up with something equally as impressive.
Okay.
Scout dancing would go down well. I don't know. I'm just going to hide. I'll actually try and use a stealth skill.
Thaven, heal, wonderful.
When it's needed.
Are you going to roll your stealth skill? Yeah, kind of do. Yeah, I kind of do.
If you need
Oh,
it. Yes,
you're well hidden.
well, you don't know that.
Well hidden. Righto, Sauron. Let's see if you can top last round.
I walked right into that tree.
All right, now I'm going to walk up
Oh,
to the
nice work.
poor maligned cougar,
That's
and I'm going
well.
to
No,
cure moderate wounds
was,
on
and
it.
let's say that you've moved it to not wounded status.
It says it's not wounded though. All right, okay. Very good.
Jesus, that cougar got
What
a
can
cure
Sauron
moderate wounds
say? He
faster than
loves
any of
pussy.
us ever did.
Hitting the damn button. Yeah, probably. Okay. You hear a bounding and a crashing as through the underbrush
Should do that,
comes
shouldn't I?
a large dog. That's from the west. You should be able to see it.
None of them can see
now.
that brings.
Is that from the west?
And then another dog appears. And did I mention another dog? And then behind it comes bounding a strange looking beast. Okay, so do I have an image for him? I reckon I probably do.
It's an ogre, Ken.
What? How can you tell?
I should have
I've got a mouse.
image of him for some reason. Let's go images. Oh my god. Okay, let's go there. No, he's a medium sort of fella. Okay.
He's not
don't
large,
call
is he?
him by name, so I am sharing the image of him. You can see this guy has an extended digit. Well, he is a little bit mutated as he comes rushing through the bush.
Better for
Gonna
picking a
eat
dog.
that pussycat. Gonna
He's a bit
crush his
mutated.
bones into my bread. Gonna eat that pussycat. At which point, Pussycat, now freed, is apparently moves behind
Where's the ogre?
Harvin.
I only see the dogs.
And
Yeah,
then
I
another
saw
dog shows
that.
up.
There it is.
Shalalu. Shalalu moves to there. And shoots a longbow at puppy dog, which he strikes, winging it. And another puppy dog shows up. I win.
Oh. I thought it was my turn. Oh, you still
Oh,
had one. I think you said
Jesus.
that. So
Another useful
I'll
spell.
throw
What's it?
Entangle on them all.
Have a look at this.
That's not. I'm just. That's my last one, the only one.
That's range. Its area is 40
It's got
foot.
a long 400
Okay,
foot
so where are you putting
plus
that
40
40
foot
foot
per level
radius spread?
range. It has a 40 foot radius spread. Well, so it surrounds all
Okay.
of them. The middle,
I probably
but doesn't
can,
hit
but I
us.
need to
Yeah,
move that
there we
puppy
go.
dog
That's good.
to do it.
Unless you can move it back a bit.
Drop it on the ogre. Okay, so yep, and then mark it off. You'll see
Yeah,
there are
that's
little
good.
circles next to it. You need to click on that
I
to
just
say
did
that you cast
cast.
that spell. And you'll need to do that for the other one too. If it disappeared, that's exactly what you meant to do.
Oops. What
Oh, you cast
happened?
calm animals.
Didn't mean to
Right.
do that.
That's okay.
No,
So I'll show you sort of like in your
I didn't mean to cast that. I meant to cast
entangle spell. You go to the thing and you say, "I cast that." If we'd
Press entangle.
actually targeted them, so we can do that. So if we go target that puppy and target that puppy and target that puppy. Is there?
There is a target all enemies
Yeah.
on the map, and the buttons on top of the map.
How to do that?
I
If
don't
you,
know.
if you unlock the map,
Oh, yeah, okay. So
Oh, either.
if you
there'll
target
be a
all
padlock,
enemies,
like on
you'll
mine.
target
It's
it
locked
all.
because there's a
Yep,
padlock.
right.
There it is. Target.
So now if you hit
Target.
cast on Entangle, it should make them all make saves. And the ones that
Now hit
fail,
cast.
okay, so process, failure, success.
All of them?
use
Oh, no,
overview
not less one.
found. Okay, so what's the rest are entangled, aren't they?
Poker hands. Number 5 was
Entangled
successful.
condition. Yeah, none of them got the condition.
Number
Do you
5
have
was
another
successful.
button for the entangle effect? Sometimes they do.
Oh, I'll just add.
Often there's another button you got to press, and it applies the condition. Well,
Yep, beautiful. And then you press the down
So
button.
now Mark, click on that. Okay, I clicked on that. Now I don't have any spells left.
Haven. Doesn't really do anything to you. It
Right, what
Misty
does the
vapor rises
obscuring
around you,
mist
stationary.
actually
The
do to
vapor
us?
obscures all sight, including dark vision. Beyond 5 feet, a creature 5 feet away has concealment. Attacks have 20% miss chance. Creatures farther away have total concealment. And the attacker cannot use sight to... Oh, okay. So, what's the name? Probably had to move to there to make that attack. Okay, so he technically can't see them. So, Maelin probably had to move to there to make that attack. Okay. You move to there. You can see the vague, shadowy shape of Maelin ahead of you. No.
All
You
right.
can see 5 feet, and that it's a 20% hit chance.
And I can't see out of this circle.
So you're double moving.
Right, so I'll
Oh, no,
move
you moved to there.
out
You can
of
see
the
that there are
fog.
several creatures that are
to here.
caught. There's only one that isn't.
Yes, double move.
Thaven. The one that isn't is Ogukin Hound 5. Second from the bottom.
Huh? All right. I will. I haven't got much to do at this range. I will continue moving then. So
Syra.
you stand beside Thingy.
Yep. Oh,
Sorry.
good.
I moved to that particular point in there. I presume that I can see all the horrible creatures ahead of me. Sorry, the boom mic was up and nobody was listening to what I was saying. Where was that? Target enemy units. Let's target enemy units.
Yep.
All them. Very good. All right. And I'm going to bomb a fireball on Ogre Kin Hound 1, which should capture everybody
How'd you
in a
put it there?
20-foot fireball.
Because if you didn't, you wouldn't get the bottom Ogre King. Hound.
Okay, let's do that.
Why is that?
Sure. There must be something happening on this map that I'm not quite seeing. Yeah.
There's an ogre.
No. Okay, cool. All right, and now with the... Where did my character sheet go? There it is. All right.
I just need
Tick that. And let's hit the cast button. Oh,
What do you mean? I'm seeing hits all over the place.
lovely Kevin.
I didn't really
Yeah,
hit
you
that
haven't
many
rolled
people. That's
damage
upsetting.
yet.
Well, on the tracker, everything's healthy.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yep.
Oh, okay. So, does that mean I've hit everything? All right. So,
Crap, the only
damage.
thing you didn't kill was the
Boom.
Ogre King.
Ooh, you killed
Oh,
4 out of the 5. Way to go, mate.
right. And at that point in time, I hit the down button.
Okay.
I think I might have put a big target on my head, however.
Mr. Entangled might be coming after you.
Yeah, he's entangled. Hey, what's he staying with the paladin?
5 foot.
the paladin used the chime.
Yeah, but we're the rangers.
I calmed the beast. I released the beast.
Now the beast is his friend.
How's he killing all of those puppies? Mayowen.
Ugh.
I say to man, this thing might actually have some useful information.
Can you speak ogre?
No, but it can speak. I'm going to mash some nasty kitties.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Is that considered an animal?
It's only as smart as about your regular cleric.
Useful information, eh? Now, how are we supposed to question it?
Well, it's talking of the common tongue. I heard it singing. We all heard it singing.
The cleric can throw a whole monster or a whole person on it.
Mm,
She shot at it. Yep.
mm. Did Shalelu shot at it, didn't she? Okay. Can't let that go undone. Let's see. I get double shots. It's heavily wounded.
Ah, the Ogre King gets
So maybe you
a
can
save
grapple.
at the end of Mayowen's turn.
Oh, you can't enter the entangle area.
So I don't think that's high enough. So it's still caught. Arvin.
All right, so I shall attempt to diplome him. I shall say,
Okay, deploy.
Beast, we outmatch you. surrender now and have your life.
It is hostile to you. Plus it's
And
charisma
diplome.
modifier. Okay. Righto. It seems to become deflated as you tell it, and it looks around, and you can see it's got large tears welling up in its eyes as it looks at all the dead puppies around him.
Oh.
Oh, let's kill the cleric.
Okay.
Lay down
let's-
your
Unless
weapons.
Baven's doing something.
I am Arvin
Or
Gilt,
what-
and I will protect you if you surrender.
Via intimidation, or are you gonna?
Well, I was going to intimidate it, so I'll just back up the paladin.
Okay, so we're
Well,
gonna
if he
break
was
down
using
combat
diplomacy,
now,
then I'll
somebody
use
can
diplomacy
do some
too. Same role for me.
stuff. Okay, you see it sort of tears began running down its eyes, and it
Sarah,
just
are
goes,
you gonna do anything?
"I ruckus scroll! You killed my puppies!" Okay, give me a diplomacy test.
There, Ruckus. What brings you to this forest?
Okay, and he looks at you and he sort of goes, I come out and I hunting for the kitty cat that got away because it's part of one of the ones we got back at the farmstead, and my mammy, she's not going to be happy that I wasn't able to bring it back. She sews nice pretties onto my blanket, and you see he pulls out from the back of him, he unrolls a blanket, and you can see that there are appears to be sort of like 5 patches that bear the Black Arrow crest sewn onto the blanket. Everyone I kill, my mammy sews it onto my favourite blankie. Just let me go back to my mammy. my brother's sons and mammy.
So who's back at the farmstead,
Oh,
Ruckus?
Mammy beat me if I told you.
And you have some prisoners there. Is that what the case is? Is that what you're telling me?
We got a few left, I think. They're toys that break easy.
So who are the ones that you've got back at the farmstead?
Toys that break easy.
They're what? They're what?
Toys that break easy. Well, Ruckus,
No.
I'm happy to let you
you
go, but
just
if you go
leave
back
us
to the
alone.
farmstead, be warned that's where we're going, and we will kill you there.
Let me go, these nasty plants wrapped around my legs. I don't
Well,
like
we have
the
to come and
green,
rescue the prisoners that you have there.
Sorta.
Ruckus.
They're normally not my enemy. He sort of tugs at a couple of the vines that are wrapped around his ankles. Why the plants angry at me? Oh no, Mammy slapped me.
Which way is the farmstead, Ruckus?
Oh, Mammy slapped me if I led you back there.
Well, your mammy's not going to slap you. If you have to lead me
we're
back there, you just
friends,
need
he
to tell
looks
me
at
where
you,
it is.
imploring. You
Otherwise, I'll let this ranger shoot you again.
you care about my puppies.
Yes, then you
Turns
need
and
to
he
tell your
points at
friends
Sorrow.
where your
He
little
evil.
farmstead
He
is.
not care about my puppies.
I do
I-
care
I-
about your puppies. It's unfortunate.
I
what's happened to
train them from little ones.
No, he doesn't care about the puppies.
I'll
Let me
go join a rancor pit.
please.
I'll raise my thumb pointed at him and say, I don't care for your puppies either.
Well, I'm going to leave you here, Ruckus, and we won't
I
kill
don't
you
think I
if
can do that.
you tell me where the hut is.
I've been hunting for a while for the pussycat.
All right. Well, did you come from the hut to here? Was that what you were singing about?
See, where as Thaven says that the
Maybe the
cougar sort
cat
of
can take
pulls
us there.
at the edge of your cloaks and sort of starts moving as if to move to the north. Don't leave me here.
All right. Well, I will follow off with the cougar then, because it's my friend.
Well, you got to move in.
How
to
long's the entangle
to do that.
last?
It lasts about 4 or 5 minutes.
Maybe we should tie him.
Yeah.
Or we could just wait 4 or 5 minutes. Or we can go ahead and kill him.
I'm not going to kill him. I'm going to follow the cougar to the hut.
And
Let's
leave him
go.
behind
Yeah.
us.
He's very demoralized.
Okay.
He's heavily
You
shot.
start heading off to
And
the
burn.
He's got any
I think
sense he's going to not go
yeah.
back to the hut.
a general consensus to leave Ruckus alone. Ruckus alone. Okay, and that's where we'll leave it for the night. You are headed off towards wherever the cat
Yeah.
is leading you.
So we're going to the farmstead.
So there we have it. We'll leave it there for
Good
the
pussy.
evening.
Cat is
people
our
of the
friends,
internet,
not those nasty
so-
dead dogs.
Ta-da! That's
Yeah.
where we'll start up in a couple of 2 to 3 weeks' time. Bye bye.